everybody. I'm sorry for being late, but if you're my friend, you already know I always come a little bit late. I am been so prepared to do this too. I started making coffee and I've had a really good day, so I could basically have a conversation with myself right now. And I've been getting distracted, so if you see me getting distracted, try to snap me back in. Uh, Snap me back into reality. It's been a very good day. We got some very good news in my family. A family member who has been trying for a baby just announced that they are having a baby, and it's everything that they dreamed of. And I'm very happy for my family and for them. And it's it makes a world of difference when a baby comes into this world and they're very wanted. You can see the difference, and I'm just very excited. So there's that. I hope everybody's doing good. Um, I'm going to, jump into this and kind of just give you a brief explanation of what I'm going to explain. You guys can stick around for me rambling. But I put out a video yesterday about, not yesterday, I put out a video 4 days ago about JD, the Wells transient possible neighbor who was in the area when Summer disappeared. He's essentially gone back home to Georgia after having some issues with the property legally, and I guess he wasn't getting along with the neighbors as well. He had been asked to leave. Now, I made a video about him with Cracking Cases. They had made a previous video. I went ahead and added to theirs. And if you follow, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, there's a 2-minute video you can go watch real quick and it will recap you. And I'll probably be in the same spot if you come back. Anyhow, um, the video got a lot of traction today, which I absolutely love. And it got a lot of questions being asked, which again, I have questions. I love questions. But one of the things that I kept getting was, why are you still harassing this man? He has been cleared. He has been cleared by the police. He has been cleared by law enforcement. Didn't you hear Chris Mcdonough? He said to leave this man alone, so on and so forth. And I have admittedly not watched much Chris Mcdonough in a while just because, you know, I'm very ADD and I will put a video on, and if it doesn't catch my interest right away, I am on TikTok in 2 minutes and then I don't even realize that I stopped watching this video. So I haven't watched very much of him in a while, but because people were referencing him, I went and watched his video from last night, and he had mentioned the Summerwells neighbors and that they had all been questioned, they had all been cleared, and including the creepy neighbor that H had spoken of. So that's when I knew that dun dun dun, he's done it again. Chris McDonough has accidentally confused people again. So this is now, I think that I've caught on 3 times that he's kind of given a false identity to somebody, and because people don't doubt him, they just run with it. And then they're running to me, and I'm a fact checker. So right away I went and fact checked it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, that's not how it went. So without further ado, I will say what he said. I'm not going to play his video. He has struck me in the past, so I'm just not even going to go there. So he had said in his video that the neighbors had been cleared, and this neighbor that H had presented in their interview had been spoken to. He has an alibi. Kabloosh, 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 kabloosh. Okay, that's cool. But that's the different that's a different neighbor. He's not talking about JD. He's talking about Bill V, the neighbor with the red Toyota truck. So JD has a red Dodge. Bill has a red Toyota truck. He supposedly has he's been questioned. He has an alibi. They've thoroughly vetted him, I guess, and they feel I feel comfortable with saying that he isn't involved. I think that's what Chris McDonough was trying to say. But again, he confused who they were asking him about, Jackie. They confused him with Bill. So the red Toyota truck, when they found it, it tracked back to their neighbor. His name is Bill. Last name starts with a V. Stop. I'm triggered. And now people are asking him about JD, who they are mentioning was a neighbor as well, because his name coincidentally is still on the property that he says he didn't get, so that he says he didn't acquire. But so they're asking about the neighbor, and he's saying, no, this guy's been cleared. This guy has an alibi. Now, in the same breath, he also says everyone is still a suspect, because no one has necessarily been cleared, but he's saying this guy's alibi has checked out. He's talking about Bill V, not JD. Again, not saying JD did anything. According to him, he has talked to law enforcement, TBI, and he's cleared as well. With that being said, again, it had to be cleared up. And it only aggravates me when it feels almost as if you guys don't really want to look into facts, do you? It doesn't. You guys want to run with the story, and if it fits you, it fits you. And you can say the same about me, because here I am talking about somebody who may not be involved whatsoever, except having been a neighbor that was interested in true crime and is now being dragged in. But I am also coming out and saying he hasn't done anything. This guy is law enforcement or former law enforcement, so we all tend to believe him. So, we have to just I have to fix it. So, this is a video by Jamie Wilson. Jamie Wilson was the original person who went through the horse pond, and he had recorded the horse pond for us, the trail. I actually have his video up on my channel, like hundreds of videos back. But he had the same incident happen with him and Chris Mcdonough. So I was just going to play a little bit of his video, and then, talk it up about what's going on.
Yeah, guys, as you can see, I got a actual page of notes right here that, well, maybe I'll be able to get to them somewhere. But I took two sides, and you wouldn't be able to read that anyway because I write like a doctor, but I can read it. That's all that matters. I don't know where the comments went. There they are. I had to touch the screen. My bad. Just saying, how you doing, baby girl? How you doing, Barbie? How you doing, Deborah? How you doing?
Baby girl.
I appreciate that. Hey, yeah, hit that share button, guys. I think...
and I will be linking him right now.
It'll be very information, a lot of good information for people to hear this, especially in this time that we live in, for real. Blows my mind. I'm trying to refill these comments. How you doing, Rhonda? I can't. Brad Jewel. I don't know what that says. I think it says, "How you doing?" Sorry if I said your name wrong, but it's about that big on the screen, so
I love his accent.
Barely make it out. Well, like I said, we'll give it a minute or two, guys. Bitter pill to swallow. How you doing? Hey, I like that. I like his sound. I don't even know what that page is, but I like the sound of it. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in life like truth. A lot of people can't swallow that down, man. Did you see that lightning behind me when I said that? When you go back and watch replay. Yeah, it did. I know my eyes didn't flicker. I seen lightning when I said that. A lot of people don't like truth. They hate it. Something called facts, man, and facts outweighs your opinion any day, any time. I don't care how much you cry. Facts are still. I mean, that's what it is. Sorry. Yeah, it's a scary world. Yeah, that's an understatement. It's just some of the stuff, and I'm gonna get into it in just a second. Oh, that's right. I forgot about Tennessee here. Let's see if this does. Y'all give me just a second. There we go. Boom. I'm pretty sure that worked. You can just say yes or no. Hello, Marie. I appreciate that, Brandy. Oh, I am. And guys, this is definitely not my first rodeo with this type of situation. But I got to be honest, this is the furthest anybody's ever took it. So I got to say, okay, got you. Good deal. And guys, I understand that, and this whole process, man, it was a mistake, I get, but I mean, man, I'm gonna get into it in just a second on how easy I am to look up. I mean, It's not. It's really not hard at all, guys. Really, really not hard at all. And for the ones that don't know, I appreciate it if y'all would put this feed right here. I mean, I can do it, but somebody would share this feed in some of the summerwells groups, like around here. I get that some of y'all don't live around here, but for the ones that do and is involved in this search, if you live around here, you don't have to live around here to be involved, but y'all know what I'm saying. Share this in that group, please, or any of them groups. That way, all them people needs to hear this as well. Not only did I experience this, I see this same thing going on with other people. So I'm hoping by, y'all will lead by example and listen to what I say tonight. Stacy, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, guys. I think I get like this. How many is it? Okay, is it 55, 56? I think that'd be good enough. And at the end of this, guys, I understand y'all if you got any questions or whatever, just save them kind of towards the end, because if I'm not in the middle of something and I look down, I'm going to swipe the comments out of the way, but if they happen to come across and I read one, I'll lose train of thought. Y'all already know how my mind, it's running 10,000 miles an hour anyway. So the Q&A or whatever, if you had any questions about anything to do with summerwells or anything, whether I've been to the lake or the dog trail, whatever, wait to the end. I promise I'll stick around and answer it, okay? Main thing, I mean, I'm trying to get them comments out of the way. Now they won't go nowhere. Hold on. I don't want to stop people from chatting, and that's what it's trying to get me to do. So I'm just not going to touch the screen. Maybe they go away. Give me just a second. Maybe they faded away a few minutes ago. Anyhow, guys, supposedly there's this big rumor around that I know the Wells family all for years and years and years. And look, I get the fact that we may talk the same and all that, but we did not know each other. I did not know anything about nothing in their lives, no social media friends, nothing, until Summerwells went missing. I didn't know this family at all. Seems to me like, I mean, man, people are making it out, and I mean, it's not true, man. It's not true. I don't know who starts these rumors and who don't. But I don't know. I did not know the family until Summer went missing. That right there needs to be understood. Once that's understood, the rest, y'all, you're gonna be like, oh well, nothing else has been said makes sense then. I mean, for real. But there were several things that was said that, fingers got pointed to me. Yes, I went and done the video at the lake. I'm pretty sure I was the first one to do that, and I didn't want no credit. I want Summer found. With any of this video or any of the other videos or anything on my page recently, it's mostly try to find Summer, no matter what it is. So I mean, hold on. Yeah, guys, I got 2 drinks. I actually got a Mountain Dew and I got a water. So
I got coffee, water.
But yeah, I went to the lake. Then after the lake, man, there was a lot of these big YouTubers, man. I will say credit to like 3 or 4 that did reach out and ask, and not that you had to, but they was some of these big YouTubers, man, took my video and put it in a loop. I mean, I don't know how long. I think it was 8 or 9 minutes long to begin with or something like that, but whatever. They times it by 3, whatever it was. And I mean, I don't know, man. I don't consider myself a big YouTuber or whatever. I use this platform for the best ability I can. Y'all know that I'm not one to do these little skits and stunts and all this stuff. And there's a lot of people, that's all they do. And then when they see a missing persons case or something, then they jump on it because they know that's always got everybody's attention. And it seems to me like, man, it don't really matter what's being talked about. As long as her name is mentioned, you all will listen. So,
it's true.
Y'all know since the beginning, I got to back up for just a second. That way, maybe some of y'all will get on the same page as the rest of us that know what's going on. When my buddy Luke Vance went missing back a couple years ago, me and Daniel, and that's the only name, I'm just going to say his first name, basically led that search. We came up with the reward money, all that. No sheriff's department did it. So we had to. And, by doing that, we had to, go out to the community and I guess people, we got kind of known for it, especially for that. Besides that, he was one of my, best friends. So after that, it seemed like another missing person comes up. There was this little girl, lives like, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 miles from me. Little girl goes missing. My phone starts going berserk. I jump in the car, go over there, and, we searched for like 6, 7 hours. And the THP helicopter with, the heat signature radar on there is what found that little girl. But what I'm getting at is, and when Summer went missing, and I want to help, but it was like people were messaging, hey man, you live there, and this case right here, I think, has made people lose their minds. I am a prime example of how some of y'all lost your minds. When I get done with this, there'll be a lot of y'all that's going to be feeling really guilty. Don't go back and try to delete your comments on any of these other channels. I already got the screenshots. Don't. I know who's real and who's not, okay? I already know. And right now, I'm not even looking at the comments. I know who's real. I know who wrote some nasty comments. I'll say it like that. So with that being said, as far as, me wanting to help or whatever, I went to the lake and done that video. I've been several other places. I went to their house. I've been in their house. They were nice enough to invite me in their home. Let me go all through it. Anywhere I wanted to look on that property or around it, I could. I was welcome to. There was nothing that I was forbidden to look at while I was there. And I'll get into that just a little bit later. But by going down there and doing all that, I guess because the videos were out, there was a web sleuth page. That's the name of the page, Web Sleuths. And I don't know anything about the page or nothing, but that was the page. It was live, and they were like 5,000 people watching this while it was live. Maybe some of you, I don't know. But the Web Sleuth was live, and then they had Chris Mcdonough, I don't know how you say his last name. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the investigator guy. That's been here, and he's been to the Wells family as that. I actually, one of the nights he was here, or I thought he was in town, I made a comment on his page and offered to buy him supper if he's still in town. I don't know. I get he's got, 75,000 followers on that page, and he got some loyal ones. So I'm going to get into that in a second. But he got on there and got me confused with Don's old boss, which his name is Jamie Killian, not Jamie Wilson. That's two separate names right there. And he got us confused and basically said that, I was the one that, I was friends with Don, and I was the one that was given the alibi. I was like his free alibi. And guys, from there, the rumors have went from that to people actually showed up at my house with guns. And you wouldn't believe some of the stuff you all have started. Some of the crap you all have started. First of all, I'd say this, man. I don't know how, you just got to have some daggone loyal people. I am real easy to find out who I am, I've got CDLs because I'm a truck driver. I've drove a tractor trailer for coming up, let's see, this is what, August? I would say in about 6 days, it'll be 20 years that I've had my CDLs. I've never touched a piece of sheetrock to hang it in a house in my life. I've tore some down, yes. I hauled some on a flatbed, yes, but I've never hung any. So I am not Don's old boss. That was a big mess up. But by that mess up, man, I started getting messages, threatening messages. Then I started getting threatening phone calls. And it's all because, I don't know what to call it, to be honest with you. I don't know. Is it laziness? It can't be lack of knowledge because, like I said, I'm real easy to find out who I am. I've got my motorcycle license. I got CDL. There's other things that's registered with the state of Tennessee that I'm real easy to look up. I'm not a criminal, So I don't really understand how this mistake could have been made, but by it being made, and like I said a few minutes ago, no, there was not people showed up with guns, but yes, there was people showed up. That's not a lie. That did happen. Guys, and I'm going to say this. I'm not on here to bash anybody. I'm on here to hopefully somebody learns a lesson from this. I'll be honest with you. This time last year, I didn't really realize how powerful somebody's words on this little box right here, how powerful their words really is. I didn't realize that. But by me getting implicated, I was getting messages, people telling me that they knew that I had Summer at my house, and they was going to come and go through all my house they didn't care what anybody said. And they also told me they knew that I'd done something to her, and they told me he's coming to kill me. And guys, where I live up on top of a hill. I got literally 100-mile view from right here where I'm sitting, back here behind me. 100-mile view. I can see way in the North Carolina mountains. If I look that way, I can see in the Virginia mountains. And I'm in Tennessee. So I've got a huge view. But there's a street right down there that runs parallel. And it's a dead-end street. I actually talked to some of the neighbors and asked if they knew anybody that drove these vehicles, which I'm not going to get into that. And they had no idea. And these vehicles was up and down this road, just a dead end, and taking pictures and, whatever else. All I'm going to say is, I said a few minutes ago that I'm not a criminal. I'm a huge Second Amendment supporter, proudly, everywhere. I guess that's the best way I can say it. And by these little words like that right there, and take in consideration that I'm not here by myself, I live with my family. So that's the difference between daylight and dark for me. If I was here by myself, I'd invite you to come on in and have a hamburger, get you a Mountain Dew. But when there's family here, that's a totally different ballgame, man, especially when I've done nothing wrong, man. It's just mind-blowing to me, man, that people would actually go that far without that much evidence. You're going to go that much of the distance over no evidence. I mean, like I said, I'm very easy to look up. I'm an open book. I don't have nothing to hide for nobody. Why wouldn't you send a message first off and ask who I am, what I am, before you put my name in your mouth? I'm not a kid. I'm a grown man. I'm 42 years old. So, I don't know, man. I just don't get it. It's dangerous, guys. It is very, very dangerous. And like I said, for me to have people, showing up at my house, like I said, guys, it's not good. It's not good. And all these I see, and I'll explain that. I see all these other people on these other people's videos that's accusing. Whether it be, hey, look, I've been accused. I've noticed anybody that tries to help, anybody that makes a post and says, hey, I'm going to go pass out some flyers. I'm going to go get some bags of ice. I'm going to go over here because this lady asked me to. I'm going to go do video of the lake. I'm going to go to the dog trail. I'm going to go to their house. And the reason I mentioned all that is because that's all I've done. I don't know too many people's done more than that, and I don't want no daggone pat on the back for it. I want Summer found at the end of the day. That's it. But by anybody doing just one of those things I've saw on the internet, they start getting accused. Are you all that jealous that you can't get up close and personal with this family? Are they that intriguing and interesting to you that, you got to start rumors on other people? Do you realize that's taken away from trying to find Summer because all you are is running your lying mouth? I can't stand a liar. I absolutely despise them. You know what? And God does too. It don't make a difference if it's coming out of your mouth or if you're using them little devilish fingers you got on the ends of your hands. Same thing. In the state of Tennessee, there's a defamation of character law. If it's written in these comments right here, it's called libel. If it's spoken out of your mouth, it's called slander. There's 4 steps that you have to go through, basically, before that happens. And I'll be honest, when the people show up to your house, that cancels the number 4 one off. Boom, it's gone right off the bat. So that goes the same way with the wells. And I already know, guys, they've been people show up to their house. So if you've commented on that little stream with your fingers, you're just as guilty. You understand how that works? I volunteered to go down to Don and M's property. I told them I'd sit and guard them at night to keep people off their property. That's a bunch of BS. Around here, you bunch of city slickers, and I know we've been some people come from these bigger cities. Here, you need to understand how us hillbillies are, okay? We're not as kind as you dang city folk as you think we are. You don't come on our property unless you're asked to. It's simple as that. There's laws that protect us as well. You understand that? And look, I'm just saying it's past that point. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm a nice guy. I understand mistakes happen. I get it. But listen, for so many of you all to hear that, there was 5,000 watching. So many of y'all heard that. I know triggered crimes right here, and you'll see that's one of my moderators. It's one of the only ones that I know that actually stood up for me. The rest of you sat back and was like, oh my gosh, really? He's got something to do with this? Wow. Yeah. Appreciate it. All that did is show me how lazy you are. I'm freaking huge about loyalty. A lot of y'all already know that. A lot of y'all's already failed that. Before you can get your foot in the door, you've done failed. I read your comment. I know what you said. And it ain't right, guys. It's not right. It ain't fair to me. It ain't fair to the Wells family. What you're doing, you're discrediting, in my mind, the real professionals, the FBI, the TBI, and Hawkins County law enforcement. You're discrediting them. Because in my mind, if they had some kind of evidence that this family done anything wrong, with as much pressure as getting is put on from, guys, the whole country's reaching out. I promise you they'd have somebody in jail by now. There is no, and that's the thing, I've seen you all on feeds of these idiot YouTubers, and some of them don't even live here, think they know everything that's going on, knows all about the hillbilly life, but they ain't never lived it themselves. So no, you don't know. You don't. Don't come at me with your BS. Anybody that knows me knows that all I do is speak the truth. I'll tell truth if it gets my mouth busted. There ain't too many people this day and time got the balls enough to even do that anymore. But it's messed up, guys, that, nobody would even speak up. I get the fact the guy's got 75,000 followers. Is that why nobody go against him? I'm not going against him right now. I'm just speaking the truth. I don't care who likes it. I'm not here for the little likes and the subscribes. If you don't like what I'm saying, there's a little X right here that you can kindly tap and hit the heck out just as fast as you come in. It ain't going to hurt my feelings a bit. I don't care about that. If it offends you what I'm saying, you're part of the problem, to be honest with you. When you've got, and it's lies, guys, and I'm not saying it in like a bad way, but when you've got lies putting people's lives at risk, yeah. And look, guys, this didn't happen tonight. This didn't happen the night before last. It was the night before that. So I've waited 3 nights. Trust me, the first night I was dying, And if anybody that knows me knows what I'm talking about right there when I say that. But I waited this long before I did, because look, and I'm glad I did, because I promise you, he didn't get the message that he even knew anything was going on until last night, from my understanding. And he did go and correct it, or this and that. But guys, like I said, I give him props. He's got some loyal people, man. I like, golly. That is crazy that these people actually showed up almost to my house. Within, 200 yards from my house. Okay? I don't know. It just blows my mind. But it's dangerous, guys. And then you all on here accusing anybody of something without knowing for 100% sure. I understand it's people from Tennessee right here because it's anybody local. Anybody goes to church with them. Man, I have never, y'all, and I've seen people attacking the church. What? What kind of world are we living in, man? You gonna call and accuse a church? And look, I'm not taking up for all churches. The Bible says there'll be more preachers in hell than we're going to realize. So that tells me not all churches are good, okay? I was born in the dark, it wasn't last night. I can put that together, okay? There's something a lot of y'all are failing to understand. Just because I speak like a hillbilly and don't make sign I'm not educated. I'm very educated. There's a lot of y'all that ain't going to win no conversation with me because I'm a smart aleck too. Don't come at me unless you want the brutal, honest truth. You know, I see these pictures and stuff of people all the time. What do you think you don't want my opinion, my true opinion of what. So I just, you know what I do? I just zip it. Don't say a word. You know, I don't really want to hurt people's feelings in a bad way at that. But you asked for it. What do you think? That's what I think. Trust me, I didn't type it. Hey, some things is better left right here in your brain. Just don't say nothing. Don't type nothing. See how that works? And guys, like I said, this summerwells little girl gone missing, and she's still not found, guys. We still don't know where she's at. But her going missing has really opened my eyes on how daggum crazy you all on the internet are. My gosh, y'all blow my mind. Like some of the stuff you say. And then I'll even go in there and comment, I'm Jamie, and that's not true. They don't even care. They just keep running with it. And I'm like, golly. And what you don't realize is that people are that crazy. They showed up. Yes, they showed up. I mean, and look, guys, I don't break no laws. I follow the laws. You know, criminals don't get CDLs. Okay, they probably get a motorcycle license, I would imagine, but you can't get CDLs if you're a criminal. They're a little tighter on you, you know, because you're hauling anything. But like I said, I'm not no criminal, so. I mean, I got sidetracked there. Hold on, man. Let me see what else I got wrote down here. I'm trying to. You know, and that's the thing. I know a lot of y'all big YouTubers, man. You are dying for anything new, Summerwells, anything, because a lot of y'all's made some huge money off this little girl gone missing. That's sad, man. I'm not monetized on nothing. I ain't never got a dime from none of these people. I never will. But some of y'all, man, it's disgusting what you're doing. And then you have people on your show that come in there, and I'm not talking about just me. I'm talking about other people. People, like I said, that they attended church with or whatever. And y'all have these big 2-hour videos sitting discussing how you all think maybe a church member was involved and this and that. And all you're doing is really hurting somebody's life. Because I'm going to say this. There was 5,000 people that heard what Chris said I did or what I was a part of. I don't care what he comebacks and retracts. It will never, ever, ever be unsaid. That video's still up right now. It ain't been taken down. It's still up. So just say they didn't see it or they didn't hear it. You know what? Yeah. And besides that, the damage is already done, guys. Once you make a statement like that, you can't take it back, especially if you've got loyal people. Like I said, that's some daggone loyalty. But I'm going to say this. They didn't come over to eat pizza. That ain't why they were here. Their message right before I seen the vehicles was that they were coming in my house to look for Summer, whether I liked it or not. And guys, this is a thing. Think back a few minutes ago. Rewind back in this video. I do this a lot. I told you a few minutes ago, I live up on a high peak. I got a 100-mile view. I can see a long way. I can also hear a long way. All right? I can hear rescue squads 20 miles away. I can hear them. I can also hear your vehicle when you got a loud muffler. I can hear that when that's coming through my phone when you're on my ear, and then I can hear your vehicle out in the air. Listen, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, guys. And all I'm saying, look, you got some loyal people, man, you do. But you about got them hurt. Or they could have hurt me. One of the two. You see how this is. And guys, I'm going to say this too. Don't come in here with your little thinking you know this and you BS and that, because I got moderators already in here that will bounce you out. That way I can sit right like here and just say, yeah, that one, get them out. Yeah, bounce that one out. That's one of the coolest things about social media. I think I love that. I love it. So don't come in. Don't look. I love everybody. I ain't got no problem really with anybody. So don't come in here with your hate and your nonsense. If you got to honest the question, and if it's 100% honest, I'll answer it. But other than that, I'm not doing it, man. I don't have time. I'm not wasting a second time on you. If you come here and just try to be a troll. And as I said, I'm not over here bashing anybody. I'm not. The damage is done. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, you all need to be careful. It's very, very serious. And, I mean, not only that, y'all need to listen to where your information's coming from. Okay? Listen to where your information's coming from. And something you need to take in mind is that I am real easy to figure out who I am. I'm very easy.
Unfortunately, he's absolutely right. And he seems triggered. He seems really upset. But he has every reason to be, because Jamie Wilson has given himself to this case from the very beginning. Selflessly, it just helped us out from the very beginning. He's the one who got the video of the horse pond. He's the one that got the video of the dog trail that I'll play. I mean, he's just a gifted natural videographer, and he gives commentary, and he's just very sweet. He helps find missing children. He's done this previously, and he's been doing this out of the goodness of his heart. Imagine his dismay when, because Chris Mcdonough is so popular, he accidentally misspeaks and says in his live, hey, Jamie is in fact Jamie Wilson, the disgruntled employee that Don had that may possibly have been the person who kidnapped Summerwells, the yellow truck, blah, 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 blah. But it was another Jamie. Just another last name, another Jamie. And now this guy has 5,000 people watching this with pitchforks, essentially. We know. We're in the YouTubes. We know how it goes down. And they're going to look for him. But not only are they looking for him, they're looking for him. And it took 3 days for him to retract his statements, and he did retract them gracefully. And he did it on Unmasked. I didn't ask Unmasked for permission to play their video, and even though they are very gracious and allow me to play their stuff, I didn't ask, so I'm not going to tonight. But with that being said, he did apologize to him, but the damage has been done. Now, today, I had an extremely great day. And I laugh because sometimes you just take bad comments with a grain of salt, because you know that you're going to get those 50 comments out of the 300 that say, oh, just doing this for views. Oh, another click. Oh, just dragging this family. And I mean, this is about like several families. I literally have 11 different cases in the past month on my page. I'm not narrowing it down to anybody that I'm doing videos on. I necessarily feel touched by Summerwells, and I have kind of pushed myself back because it hurts me so much that A, she hasn't been found and it's been over 70 days. B, it's raining over there. C, I feel bad for everybody involved, including her brothers, especially her brothers. And then just Summer in general. My heart aches for her. I mean, if I don't bring her up, it's because it actually hurts me. Really, it pains me to even think that she's not in school right now, that we don't know where she is. Literally. So I know how Jamie's feeling, that he's just trying to do good and he's being attacked because this guy who is former law enforcement is like, listen to me, I do no wrong, I am the voice of reason. So he got attacked on a major scale. I can say that I still had a great day and got all these messages, but it still bothered me. It really bothered me. Why are you leaving this guy alone? Don't you know law enforcement has him cleared? Blah, 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 blah. So what they're trying to tell me is Chris Mcdonough said in his live last night that the neighbors had been cleared. That this neighbor that we're talking about, JD, has had an alibi. He's been questioned, so on and so forth. When in reality, he is talking about Bill, the other neighbor, the one that H mentioned. He says specifically the one that H mentioned, the creepy neighbor, Billy. Remember the one that he says that he heard on a phone call with Candace, and Don had told Candace that there was a creepy neighbor talking to the boys or something to another, which we don't know if this call exists at all. But again, Chris Mcdonough, because it was his interview, he believes at 100, he'll bring it up. And he's saying, H mentioned this creepy neighbor, Billy. Billy has an alibi. Billy's been cleared. But he doesn't say Billy. He just says the neighbor. So everyone's like, oh, they're talking about the neighbor. It's got to be this guy. This girl has these videos out. Let's go attack her comments. Let's go call her dumb. Let's go tell her that she doesn't know how to be an investigator. Let's go tell her that she needs to, whatever. No. You guys need to go back and tell your friend over there that he was talking about somebody else. He was talking about Bill, their neighbor with the red Toyota truck who has an alibi and who has been cleared apparently. That's whatever. I think everybody's a suspect still, and he says it too, but at the same time, he's throwing all these things out. But he's saying he's cleared, but everyone's a suspect, but he's cleared, so leave him alone. Well, it's still the wrong neighbor. If you're trying to say that this neighbor's been cleared, that's cool. That's Bill, creepy Billy with the red truck, not JD. Wrong person. So, just I feel triggered. I felt like Jamie's video made a lot more sense to me after that happened, because I watched this video and I felt bad for Jamie, but I kind of figured that that happens. It's YouTube, whatever. And then I'm like, it happened again. It happened again. And it happened again. And it happened again. Okay. Well, now, what's going on in my comments? But yeah, so that happened, and I didn't like it, and I felt like this needs to be addressed, that this guy does have an audience, and his audience should believe him. It seems like he has it all figured out. He knows what he wants to do. He knows what his end game is. Trust him in that, but you still have to vet him. You can't just believe everything that he says. It's not fair to us. It's not, because people that do know, or that do
it would have been very easy to say, well, you know what? That guy heard him say the video.
Who try not to misspeak. I'm sorry. The people who try not to misspeak and people who try to do their research, it upsets us. It upsets me. It does, because I hate being told you didn't do your research. When I'm like, excuse me? How did I not do my research? What? Do you know who you're talking about? Because I know who I'm talking about. So yes, that did bother me, and I felt the way he expressed himself in this video kind of proved how I was feeling, and proved that this guy isn't the 100% voice of reason. He can mess things up. Therefore, let's make sure we tell everybody to not believe everything that he puts out, because I don't know, he has a bad vetting process. I don't know. But that's just kind of how I felt about that. It really bothered me, because people really are taking everything that he's saying seriously. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't be taken seriously, but I also need people to remember that he is no longer law enforcement. He is no longer a professional who is still doing it as a job. So his intentions could be very different. I don't know exactly what they are. I hope that it's just to bring awareness to Summer and help find Summer. But like Jamie said, even if he felt that he was still doing this appropriately, he's probably impeding the investigation. If he's putting his knee on these people's necks and they actually had something to do with it, he could ruin their investigation. Law enforcement wouldn't be telling us exactly what they're doing, so on and so forth. So anyone know if he reported the harassment to the police or recorded it? I'm sure Triggered Minds does. Yes, he did. He did report it. Right. Natasha is saying it correct. He has done a lot of videos, and he can't remember what he said from video to video. And I feel like he's done so many videos, I can't even tell you what he said from video to video. I stopped watching them. There's just too many. Literally, there was just too many videos, kind of all saying the same thing over and over. Crazy Mama, absolutely. She says, I like hearing Don talk. It will set him free or convict his butt, but keep on talking Don. I agree. I don't mind Don talking, and I feel as if, because he talks so much, that if he actually had something to hide, he would have said it already. I really don't think that somebody can be that intelligent to just omit something that's on your mind at all times. A telltale heart is a telltale heart. They would give themselves away. So absolute. Oh, AB rate, huh? Thank you. So yeah, absolutely. I got nervous now. So yes, absolutely. I think so too. This tragic story touches us all. Everybody who's been following. Yeah, I love that you call me Miss Amanda John Q. Lisa Donna says, "I wonder where the dogs were when this was filmed." Man, a lot of people ask about the dogs, and I really can't say, but I feel like when dogs live on a property like this, they probably just stay around at the very top, like kind of when Chris Mcdonough was there, and the dogs were just running around right there at the very front of the home. I feel like that's where they would stay. You came from AB's chat. Hey, Sandra Summers, thank you. Believe in half of what you see and none of what you hear from questionable people. And that goes for everybody. Yeah, questionable people, anybody. The most honest faces sometimes are just the most deceiving. The prettiest people do the ugliest things on the road to riches and diamond rings. Thank you, Kanye. That's just how it goes. And I hate to discredit this guy because he does seem, with his conviction, he does seem like he is coming from the right place. But at the same time, you can't just push the envelope to see what happens in something like this. It is just too sensitive. There's too much going on. And then to do that, to push the envelope and then give out accidental information, misinformation, it's common, but not when you have a platform that big, not when you're not retracting it, not when you're not even aware that you're doing it. I just think that it needs to be brought up a little bit more. I'm not trying to, hurt his reputation. There's nothing I could really do to it. He is who he is, but at the same time, just my friends, people that follow us in the small true crime community, at least know that he is just like everybody else, and he will make mistakes. And you have to not only vet us, you have to vet him, and you have to trust your own gut. You have to follow your own instincts. You can't just, you know. So it says, I find it odd that Don said the dogs weren't there that day, but Candace said they were. Why not be truthful over those things? I'm not sure if that's exactly how it went. I think he said that not all the dogs were, that it could have been that not all the dogs were there. And what I think he means is that they're wild, that they run around. But I don't know, because I stopped following those small details because it's driven me crazy. Guys, I've been a true crimer my entire life. This case has me more confused and rattled than any case I've ever encountered. And I don't know if it's because I'm involved or because it is just too immense. I feel drowned in emotion for Summer, and then an emotion for how I feel. Sometimes I feel yes or no, hot and cold. It's um, it's something that I have to get together. Crazy Crime Chick, who is a great friend of mine, says something to me the other day. She said, "We don't sleep. Get it together." And I swear that's going to be my slogan for the next 6 months. We don't sleep. Get it together, please. Let's figure this out. And for one thing we can do is just stick to facts. I will try to call out anytime I see misinformation given out. I myself am giving out information that may possibly not be true, but at least I'm able to acknowledge that it's an alleged. This is an allegedly. This is a maybe. This is something that could have or could not have happened. But when you're giving out information and throwing a solid brick behind it and saying this is fact, and then it's not, that's going to cause a ruckus. And he needs to be careful with that. He really does. Because with this being said, he's not only throwing people who are talking about J Dobbs under the bus, he's now talking about people who have discredited, I'm sorry, well, people who have credited Creepy Billy for having an alibi. So I say Creepy Billy because I'm not sure if that conversation was true. I'm not sure if I believe everything H said. He's, I don't know if it was his mannerisms or what he was, how he was yawning and stuff like that, but I didn't believe everything he said. I'm not sure if I believed that call from Don because he made it specific that he turned off his phone, that he listened, and I'm like, how would you know to listen? How would you know that something was wrong before anything was wrong? You can't make that make sense to me enough. So I questioned that. And then he said that the creepy neighbor was Billy. So this meant Don was home. Other people are saying Don wasn't home. Don is saying he wasn't home. I tend to believe that a little bit more because he has given up his cell phone and had his GPS tracked. Maybe at some point we'll find out if the police actually did that. But for one, right now, we know that Don was at work. I believe that. I really do. So I don't know if H was telling the truth, but he said that creepy Billy was standing on the corner looking at the kids. And that's who Chris Mcdonough was talking about. He says, Creepy Billy has an alibi. He's been cleared. Creepy Billy's the one with the red Toyota truck. Creepy Billy's the neighbor with the red Toyota truck. Let me repeat that. But he has an alibi and he has been cleared. But Chris was talking about this when people referred to Jackie. So they were thinking that he was talking about Jackie, but in reality, he was talking about Billy, Bill, Creepy Billy. But we were talking about Creepy Jackie, the other neighbor. So this is the case of the creepy neighbor. They're in this neighborhood. There just so happen to be two, I guess. But, with him saying that, he's messing it all up. And again, it's just another mistaken identity. Maybe he's just getting older and he can't remember, but he needs to, or at least throw down an allegedly. I may mix up names from time to time. Right? That's just how I feel. And I apologize if I'm offending anybody who is following him diligently. So yeah, no one is cleared. They have told so many lies. You just have to think about it, everything. Yeah, and think for yourself exactly. So I don't know about an Uncle Jackie. Also, that is something that I have to clear up. I've cleared it up on Jace for Justice recently, but it's something that I have to clear up myself. Maybe I have to do a live about it specifically, but when people bring up Jackie Dobbs and saying that he has a connection to Tony Hammond, the man who was accused of attempting to kidnap the little boy a town away in Kingsport, they say that there's a connection between him, there's a connection between him and Don Wells, so on and so forth. I'm going to raise my hand and tell you guys that all those rumors are literally out there because of me. Because of this one live that I did where we thought we found the red truck, or we thought they found the red truck, and I was throwing out all these inconsistent things, but also at the same time saying, I don't know any of this, guys, I don't know any of this. But it seemed really good. It seemed like a good connection that Tony Hammond, the kidnapper, and the person with the red truck was connected. That would actually be Creepy Billy, not Jackie Dobbs, but people, they don't know that. Like I said, it's just a whole bunch of names that can get mixed up. But I was the one who accidentally linked them, and it's not true. Jackie Dobbs and Tony Hammond have no connection, or at least none that I have found. Jackie Dobbs and the neighbor Creepy Billy have no connection from what I found, and Creepy Billy and Tony Hammonds have no connection from what I found. So Tony Hammonds has no connection to Don, Creepy Billy the neighbor, or Jackie Dobbs. If that's too many names for you, you're on the wrong case, because this case is crazy chock full of characters already. Hey Cheryl, oh, how are you? You're his mod as well. Thank you, welcome. I know, Christina, we were really excited. You know why? Because we want Summer found. And that was, I think it was like day 38 or something, and it was imminent but possible. Right now, I'm not so sure. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've cried these past few nights twice. I've cried twice when I'm watching these live videos of people in Tennessee, and I cry because I think if Summer didn't make it, she is probably somewhere in this rain. And that absolutely triggers me to tears because I don't want to look for an only deceased Summer. I hope that she's alive. I have been watching JC Lou Dugard videos for the past month. And I don't know why I've never even done a live on her, because I absolutely love JC Lou Dugard, but she spent 18 years in captivity. 18 years. Kidnapped in front of her stepdad, half a block away from her house, by an absolute stranger. Did she yell? No. She was tased, and she was taken right away. And she was kept for 18 years. So I have hope. But, I'm also not going to sit here and think of all possibilities, because that's just what I do. A dog can find her, though. Hopefully a dog can find her. Really. I believe in a phone interview, Dawn said when the neighbor heard screams, it was just kind of seconds before she heard them. Dawn included himself calling for Summer. That says he was home, doesn't it? Ooh. Philosophy? Oh no, Shiloh Shy Shy. Wow. That I read that completely wrong. Shiloh Shy Shy 420. I'll have to look at that. Maybe you can go into the description of a video for me and drop that info. I haven't really been watching his interviews just because I don't know what to believe. For now, she's just missing, and if they're not going to be telling us the truth, I don't know. Thank you so much. Yeah, this case has a lot of us losing sleep. And this case and all these people, yeah, it's been bonkers. I've been involved in a lot of cases, and this one has a lot. Thank you. Believe facts, yeah. We just don't know. You too, Sandra Summers? I really have. It was twice. And the other night I was by myself, and then somebody walked into my kitchen, my husband, and I was like trying to hide my face, like, I'm not sitting here crying, watching a live of somebody's front yard. Oh my goodness, because there was nothing else on screen except for rain, and I'm watching it sobbing, and my husband walks in, I'm like trying to hide my face, like, don't look at me, I'm ugly crying. I have been, I'm a firm believer in prayers, and even on my crappiest days, I always say my prayers at night. And that includes everybody in my life, and Summer is definitely there. I really want her to come home. Her mom says herself, I just want my daughter brought home safe and sound. I think that's what we all want. And it's really weird to think that there's a whole bunch of other people in this country or in this world, not just my country, because, some of you guys are my, other siders across the ponders. But, with that being said, there's just, it is weird to have found a community of people that all care about this one girl from Tennessee that we didn't know 5 months ago. But here we are, worried to crap about where she is and how she is and what happened. I hate when they focus on the hours before she went missing. I don't really think that's important, to be completely honest with you. I will listen to that, but that's where you lose my focus if that's what you're worried about. I want to know what happened afterwards. I want to know how long it took them to put out people to search cars. I want to know when the Amber Alert was read. Was it an Amber Alert? Was it a Silver Alert? Those are all things that I need to know. I don't know if you guys know, but Jackie Dobbs posted on his Facebook. Was it Jackie Dobbs? I'm pretty sure it was. Like, he knew that she was missing that day. I just, it's as if he was looking out for it. But yeah. Oh, yes. I will thank him. Thank you, AB, so much. I'm AB's mod as well. I'm not sure if he just chose me or if I just got lucky to be a mod, but thank you, AB, for the slam of followers and for my friends to at least know that I'm live, because I don't really announce when I'm going live. I kind of just like to pop up every once in a while when I feel triggered. And today I did, because I just don't like being told that I didn't look up my information or whatever, and then to find out that I was fine, whatever I said was fine, but somebody else who people just believe implicitly, thank you, Seeking Justice, people that, just believe people implicitly, yeah. You need to know that you need to vet a little bit better too. Far out, poor guy. Nice. Crazy Mom, I haven't seen you in a while. How's your summer? Or the end of summer? Thanks, Sugar Ann. I appreciate that. My question is why anyone would ever be influenced by Chris Mcdonough. He ruined his reputation back in 1998 with the Crow case. Look it up. Johnny Ramirez, I saw that. Initially, I saw that. But, we make career mistakes sometimes, and we just, we have to take his mistakes for what they are. His past is his past. I would be nothing if it wasn't for forgiveness. But you also have to keep, You have to stay honest to yourself and say, hey, look, I may be coming to you with some gusto facts, but some of this may not be facts. And just say it. You have to be honest with yourself and say, hey, I may not know everything, but I can tell you this. And I think that he's giving himself a disservice by just throwing it all out there. Like, if everything that he has gathered is 100% true, and then we're picking it apart, and this wasn't true, and this wasn't true, and this wasn't true, and this wasn't true, and then he's making one apology video every once in a while, or not addressing it at all. That's not cool. You have to humble yourself. Some mistakes do ruin careers, absolutely. It said, that's like driving a car and getting a speeding ticket. Thank you, Sandra Summers. I appreciate that. I appreciate all my followers because you guys aren't just my followers, you guys are my friends. As soon as I post something, you guys are in my comments, and sometimes I get so caught up in trying to avoid real life and dipping into YouTube that I talk to you guys before I talk to anybody else. So, thank you for being there, for being my friend as well. Sometimes I don't want to open my real messages, but I'll open YouTube and get a really nice comment or something really interesting from a friend on YouTube, and it soothes that need for interaction. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Let's see. All of them. Oop, all of them have. AB, send us your child we've never heard of. Thanks, AB. I appreciate that. I'll throw his link up in my description. Thank you, Seeking Justice. I appreciate that. What about his statement Don made worried because he didn't get a call back from Candace, but yet he also said he woke to her the entire time. Did you mean talk to her the entire time? Like what? Who, Don or Chris Mcdonough? I'm sorry, I completely misunderstood that. Really? I didn't know that. Have you talked about her on your channel, or has her case been covered? My heart just broke a little. We never know when someone is going through. That's true. It is true. Spoke. Oh, okay. No, I don't know. To be completely honest with you, if there is a case I don't know the timeline to exactly, it's this one. And sometimes it makes me feel like I can't cover the case if I don't know it. But then I have to just come to terms with the fact that I can't know everything, and I can still bring awareness to there could be other things involved. I'm not just going to go lambast the parents for having a dirty home, having a past, and everything. I don't agree with any of it. I don't agree with everything that's been going on. But for right now, this little girl is up and vanished, and we can't just go through one avenue and say this is the way you have to think and this is the avenue you have to take. No, there are several things that could have happened to this little girl. I'm not just going on a kidnapping angle, but I frankly, myself, I think that Summer was snatched, whether it be by a family member, familial, or a stranger. I'm not sure. But I really do think that she was snatched. From where on the property, I don't know. I don't know if it was on the swing. I don't know if it was down on the hill. I don't know. I really don't. But I think that the one thing that could be a possibility is that her parents didn't know where she was longer than they thought. It wasn't 2 to 5 minutes, but you know, things happen. Maybe not demon child. I don't know. Let's see. It was Jenny Dean, one of her videos. I screen recorded it, but I can't share it here. By someone who knew her, very possible. Also, it could have just been a complete stranger. I hear but it's like a 1% possibility that it's a stranger. Well, then there's that 1%. Remember what I was saying? J.C. Lee Dugard, she had no idea who her kidnappers were. And there was 2 kidnappers, a woman and a man. They tased her and took her right in front of her stepfather. Her stepfather was questioned to no other. And for the 18 years that she was gone, people suspected he had something to do with it. You just never really know. Thank you, Brenda Woodruff. And I'm going to have to send AB a thank you. The swing is what I thinking makes. Yes, I think that's what her parents are saying too. And people questioned why they brought it up so much. And I think it's because they know that it's probably the furthest thing from the property of where they believe that she would be. I don't know. And I'm not going to take everything that they're saying and say that it's truth either. I feel like I'm reading between the lines here and dodging balls trying to figure out what happened. But one thing I do know is this little girl lived on this property and she's gone now. Her parents aren't in jail and she's not there. Where is she? That's really what I know right now. And also I know that the neighbor that has an alibi and has been cleared according to Chris Mcdonough isn't JD. It's the other neighbor, Bill. And the fact that he brought up H's interview where he said that there was a creepy neighbor named Billy, and it just so happens that they do have a neighbor named Bill who has a red Toyota truck. I don't think there's a coincidence there. I don't know why H was talking about the creepy neighbor Billy, and I don't know if it's true. I don't. I don't know if it's true. Was Dawn there? I don't know. But I do know that Summer was there and then she wasn't, and that's all I care about. Maybe it is another juggler case and maybe she is alive, and that is, I am one of those people that I think I'm thankful for myself that does pop in my head. After all of the horrible things that go through my mind, I watch a JC Lee Duggar video. Like I really have been watching kidnapping videos, not kidnapping videos. Scratch that. People who have survived kidnappings. And I mean, this goes to people who have survived kidnappings from being stolen from the womb and raised for 18 years by their kidnappers and stuff like that. I am diligent in my process. And hopefully at some point I can get it together and bring it to you soon because I feel it's important. It's definitely out there. Trafficking is a real thing. And I feel like we all just wear rose-colored glasses to something sometimes. And the people that are solely focusing on the parents, I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong, but I'm saying you're not trying it all out, you know. Cadaver dogs didn't hit on any cars or in the house. She was alive at least on the day. Yep. I believe they put her somewhere in the car at the end of her driveway. Somebody put her in a car at the end of the driveway, right? Let's see. She always went to the swing, they said. But yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think. Like a kid, I'd want to go play if the door was opened. And I've told this story a few times that I grew up on a property a lot like this. I mean, very, very similar to this. At Summer's age, I'd be gone. I was gone for hours. And my parents weren't worried because I was on my property. And that's a question I've asked Candace myself. I said, do you think she would, did you think that she would be kidnapped? And she said, no, that wasn't one of her fears. Don said it was one of his fears. And that's why I asked her that. But she said that she did, her kids were aware of strangers. Her kids knew to not go to strangers. They knew about stranger danger, but she didn't think that this would ever happen. And especially not on her, she didn't say especially not on her property, but I'm assuming that if she didn't think this would happen, she especially didn't think it would happen at her property or where her children lived. And if you want to believe the mom, I believe, I could believe that. Let's see. Who would know she'd be there and they wouldn't be seen? Yeah, that's why it could just be random. But, they say that the guy who had tried to kidnap the little boy a few days later in Kingsport, they said that he had been driving up and down the street. That's why they wanted the information on the red truck, because they said whoever was in the red truck was driving up and down the street. I'm not saying there's a correlation there, but I think that it could just be somebody on the hunt. All of us think accident, abduction, etc. I hope everybody, there wasn't any struggle. So it must be someone Summer knew. No, it doesn't have to be that way. She's so little. We had rules and markers. We couldn't go past. We had to come back when my mom whistled. Oh, crazy mama. Do you remember that whistle? Remember, especially when you were doing something bad and she whistled and you thought you were caught? You're like, oh no. I remember that freeze moment that, did we just get caught? Oh no, we just got to go back. Crap, but we were almost caught. So, same demon child. There is a story that I've told where I was mad at my family and I sat on the hill that overlooked my property. You can see my back door, the back door where my parents would walk out of in case they were ever going to look for us. And I sat on that hill and watched my door for hours. Hours. I was probably 8. No one came to look for me. I eventually had to walk down and go back home. Like, no one came to look for me. Pathetic, but it happened. I'd play in the caves. We had deer dens, but same thing. Hey, Valerie, what's up? How are you? Oh, actually, I wanted to. My phone died. Sorry, Valerie, I was going to give you your wrench, but my phone died. My phone said, no, you can't be great today. Monica Ortiz says, same here, Demon Child. I am originally from a small town in Germany. No crime ever there. Just, and I don't want to say that there's no crime where they live, but it seems like because of the way people are reacting to it, that it's not very common. Unfortunately, the situation of DCF had an open case prior and removed the boys in summer missing along with the SA. It's unlikely the children would be reunited. And I feel as if right now, I'll just say it out loud. I feel as if because the boys are taken right now and everybody knows what's going on, unfortunately, I feel like Candace won't get the boys back if she's with Dawn. That's just how I feel it's going to be. And that's an unfortunate thing, but I've seen it happen a lot of times here in California, and I feel like they act the same way out there, at least the CPS here in the DCF there, that if they know, and they'll use it against you, and they'll tell you to separate from the troubled spouse. And if you don't, they're like, okay, well, we'll keep your kids. And some people won't give up their relationship. I don't know. I've never been there, so I don't know. I don't know what I would, I mean, I know what I would choose, but I'm just saying I'm not going to pretend to put myself there because I really, at the end of the day, I really don't know. Hey, Sandra Summers, thank you. Welcome. Are you a super spy or a super sleuth? They won't tell me. A woman in the next town murdered her stepdaughter, searched for a week until she turned herself in. But notice, no one thinks S was murdered. I don't either. Yeah. But do we think innocence? I don't know. I really don't know. John Q says, if there was an accident at the house, the tractor dogs would have gotten a hit on it. Since there was no hits at the house and land directly, you can rule out an accident happening there. That's kind of what I feel. And, I'm not trying to be mean to other parents, but I don't know if anybody else saw. I had mentioned in a video at one point that never mind. Change the subject. Somebody else give me another subject. Let's see. Dogs pick up scent of distress and struggle. There was none at the bottom of the driveway where her scent vanished. I trust dogs. It must have been someone summer knew. Candace put her in that car. Allegedly, Londally. Allegedly. Maybe. I don't know. But I had mentioned J.C. Lee Dugard earlier. She was tased. So she says that she was just standing at the corner. Somebody drove up and then she was kind of like, hey, you need directions? I'm 10 years old, but I'll give you directions. And they tased her, and she said that she just lost all sense of everything, that she couldn't scream, nothing. I still think they know where she is, the rich woman, as Dawn mentioned. Oh, Stacey B, you're into that theory? I don't think so. I really don't. You're a super sleuth? There's one thing that you can't expect from me, and that's the unexpected. I'm an international super spy. Why weren't the three boys for who were all alone all day targeted? Duality, reality? That's a good question, but I'm just going to go ahead and answer with what I really feel. If those boys were home all day, they were probably inside, plastered onto the couch or to the bed, wherever their iPad was. And that's just from having nephews. Plot twist, maybe Don sold her to the dogs for his wife. Oh, no! I didn't just read that out loud! Stop it. You have a warning. Let's see. In my opinion, allegedly, all that jazz. Stacey J, I'm afraid that in the midst of this, that they won't. Not unless there are some major changes done. And one thing I saw in the news that had nothing to do with the summerwells case, but is relevant, is that Tennessee has very little housing, that I guess they're running out of housing. And I don't know how to explain that aside from Probably they just got a whole bunch of people moving in from other states, and then they just took up all the housing, so original residents have nowhere to live when it comes time to move or what have you. This was no abduction. Oh man. What in the hell is he talking about? Tell us about Summer. Who? Let's see. Candace will have to go through treatments and get off drugs and stop drinking before DHS will ever give Candace back to her kids. You know what? And that I think that goes for anybody. And who's just if that all that's true, if they really do think she's on drugs and on alcohol and an alcoholic, she should have to go through treatment, as should anybody. Can't you can't take care of kids with an extreme drug addiction or an extreme alcohol addiction. Just an extreme one. Little pot's not bad. So, in legal states. She is all over Facebook, so unless she knows all her Facebook friends, that could possibly be someone watching her that way. And I've heard that recently, Crazy Mama, and there was somebody else that said, let's just say this guy is involved. How do we know that he wasn't watching them beforehand on Facebook? And I'm like, hey, that could be very well true. And the reason that I think that's suspicious is because the audio that I released, his wife sent it to somebody in the Summerwells area, but they didn't know anybody out there. And if she accidentally sent it, why was she in her messenger? I don't know. Riddle me this. Chelsea says, hey, Chelsea, what's going on? Tiffany, I have a video I need to watch. Definitely open my eyes about trafficking, how they do it. I will send it to your email. Oh, I would like it too. amandasv@gmail.com. That's not true. That's not true, Stacey J. Dawn and Candace have never once searched for Summer, never once put up flyers, nothing. That's not true. Thank you, Monica, for welcoming. Yep, Summer reminds me of myself when I was little, always in my own little world, outside getting dirty. Sugar Aunt. Yep, it's true. I have two daughters. One of them is 6 and one of them is 1. And my 6-year-old is essentially a model child. I could honestly say she is the perfect specimen. That's not taken away from my little one, who is a wild child, but I'm just saying she's just the epitome of what a perfect kid is. She's just always been great, has the most perfect straight hair. I've never had to worry about it. Just wash it, let it dry, and she looks perfect. My little 1-year-old has textured curly hair. I grew up with straight hair, and I don't know how to work it. So I'm trying to figure it out, okay? I'm trying to figure it out, but the days that I can't figure it out, her hair looks wild. Also, I'm into baby-led weaning, and I want them to feel all the textures in their foods. So there are some times where after she eats, when I look at her and I'm like, this baby looks crazy. If somebody were to take a picture of her right now, they would say, where's her mom? What in the hell is going on here? But at the same time, I then remind myself, these messy babies, they're the happy ones. Not to say that clean babies aren't happy, because my first child was clean and very happy. But also the crazy messy ones, they're just as happy. And sometimes there's just crazy happy kids. And sometimes when I look at Summer's pictures, there are some where I'm like, that's extreme. That looks bad. They should have given her a bath or wiped her down with the wipey. But there's other ones where I'm like, it just looks like they gave her pieces of pizza and let her play outside. And her feet got dirty and they didn't care till nap time or till bedtime or shower time or whatever. And sometimes that's really how I feel. They do. They do. Crazy Mama. So that was kind of what drew me to this case initially, because Crazy Crime Chick was the one who was like, have you heard about the Summerwells case? Have you heard about the Summerwells case? Or you could do a video on Summerwells case. And so finally, when she started sending me info and I started paying attention, that's what caught my eye. I still have questions, but I hope that some of them weren't bruises. I hope that some of them were caused by brothers being rambunctious. I don't want to believe that I don't want to say that I want to be naive, but I don't want to assume that these people abuse their child either. Right? I was that girl too, Sugar Aunt. Tomboy, play outside all day till my mom out the door to have me come in. Hung out with the neighborhood kid, rode bikes, and one of our parents will feed us lunch. Or they wouldn't feed you lunch and they would send you home and say, you can't eat lunch here anymore. That didn't happen to me. I bruised like a peach when I was little too, climbing trees, so it's hard to say either way. I actually still have contusions from having, like, try to climb a tree and then fall in, a couple flights down to the bottom branch and just hit. I have a contusion on my leg from it. And I was probably 8. It's been proven that they have been abusive parents, you know, but do you know that those bruises were from them having abused her? We don't know. We don't. Thank you. Appreciate that. She does look like a free spirit. I like seeing the videos of her in church where she's kind of just running around, and that's how I know the church people are good. Because I grew up going to a church where if there was a kid running around, it was like, I'm gonna say it in Spanish, "Aplácate." Like it was, they grab you by your arm and jerk you, and you look, and it's not even your mom. So that's how I know those people from that church are peaceful. They let her do whatever they wanted, and I did post that one video of Summer jumping into Robin's arms, and a few people were like, "I'm mad that she put her down" and stuff like that. And I'm like, she endured enough. I would have been like, "Okay, clingy child, get down. I'm doing my sermon." Like, and I'm nice. Oh, you're a tomboy too. She says, "I have a scar from my rib down to my tummy from a branch I slid down." Exactly. See, I won't even tell you about the hole I have, or not a hole, but yeah, I have a scar of like a hole where a branch went in, and then I covered it with duct tape and went to cheerleading practice. That's with her first children. Is that what you're saying? My youngest gets covered in dirt and food and you name it. He is my destructive one. Always have to wipe him down multiple times a day. But sometimes, meh, a little dirt never hurt anyone. And, I want to I want to back that up with sometimes the wild child, you want to avoid all conflict with them. So you just don't want to wipe down their face. Sometimes I won't brush my daughter's hair because she screams when I brush it. So I just won't brush it. Just to be honest, I'd rather not. I'd rather not upset her and put her in a bad mood. Melissa, why? This video is by Jamie Wilson, but we are talking right now currently about. So I'm bringing in Jamie Wilson because he has accidentally been confused as somebody else due to Chris Mcdonough's lives and him not lives about him talking about people, and then he'll bring someone up, but he accidentally mixes people up sometimes. So this man was a direct victim of that. Chris Mcdonough accidentally said that he was the disgruntled employee that Don had fired. So people came at him, not only on the internet, they actually went to his home, but in reality, he just helped search for missing kids in the Hawkins County area, and he's been helping with the Summer case from the very beginning. With that being said, I had an amazing day today, but I also had to deal with tons of comments from Chris Mcdonough's followers that Chris Mcdonough had debunked me, kind of, and saying that J. Dobbs was cleared and that he has an alibi and so on and so forth. So then when I went and watched Mcdonough's video, I realized that he once again mistaken someone for somebody else, and he was trying to say that the creepy neighbor the creepy neighbor had an alibi, but he meant another creepy neighbor. He didn't mean Jackie Dobbs. He meant Bill, the one with the red truck, the one who actually has a red Toyota. J. Dobbs has a red truck too, but his isn't in a Toyota. And even though he has been questioned per himself, I don't know if he has a cleared alibi. Mcdonough is saying that Bill has a cleared alibi. We don't know about Jackie Dobbs, but he was J. Dobbs, but he was trying to say, no, he's cleared. He has an alibi, blah, blah, blah. So people were like, hey, you didn't do your fact checking. You don't know. You're a bad investigator. You're accusing this man. And look, I didn't accuse anybody. But also they're saying, you're putting his information out there, and you're wrong. Chris Mcdonough told us differently, and Chris Mcdonough was wrong again. So, there goes that. And it didn't ruin my day. All the neighbors are creepy, Valerie. No, only 2 that we know of right now. So this guy that is talking right now is Jamie Wilson. He is from Hawkins County, Tennessee, and he has helped with the search for Summer. Let me do something real quick. So I'm in my guest room, and this is where I do my live sometimes when I'm not in the garage chain smoking. and we have a TV in here. We've had this TV since my husband and I were dating, and I've always called it the heater because if it's on, whatever room you're in is hot. And right now I'm like, why am I getting hotter and hotter and hotter? Well, the heater is on over here, so I just turned it off. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Soul for Music says, "Do you get the amazing my followers, guys. Do you get the amazing smelling Johnson & Johnson one, the tea bottle? Love the smell of it. I use it because it smells amazing and my hair is crazy thick and I have natural curls. Thanks, guys. I'll have to go back later and read the information for textured curly hair." Triggered Crime says, "Thank you, Amanda, and I know Jamie will appreciate you also." Facts. Thank you, Triggered Crimes. And Triggered Crimes is friends with Jamie. They're also his mod, so I got permission from them to play this video, and also go ahead, let's talk about this a little bit more because it should be recognized a little bit more. This guy suffered a lot. He really did. He suffered a lot. And like he said, it was 5,000 people that it was said to, and I am sure that he was fuming because I would be. I know you guys would all be too. My cousins were all boys. We were jumping off the roof to the trampoline with the water hose to bounce higher. Oh yeah. Like, whose turn is it to launch? Yeah, we were crazy. He is really a great guy. He really is. And I've felt he was great from just the small amount of time that he was talking in that horse show video. He just seems so sweet. And I think we all fell in love with him right there. I met him through Tiffany Marie. And she's been doing great on this case from the very beginning. She introduced me to Jamie. Jamie had that amazing video. And yeah, just, I feel really bad for him. Crazy Mama, good night. Thank you for being here. Up, up, up. Look who's here. You guys right here? You guys want to know a silent hype man that is always there for me? This woman right here. Sometimes she almost never makes it into my lives, but she comments and watches every single video. And I appreciate it because she doesn't even she doesn't even get upset if I don't comment back or if I don't give her a heart on her comment, and she doesn't care. She's just there for every single one, and I really appreciate that. He does seem genuinely upset and not hiding anything. Hey, there you are. Yes, Tiffany Marie's amazing. I really like her. My 2-year-old woke up, so earbuds in. Yes, thank you, Gina Marie. I know the feeling. Now you have to hide the phone screen so they don't try to wake up all the way. Let's see. Monica says, "My 2 grandsons are staying with me, and they have super thick curly hair as well." Yeah, this is me. I will bring in a random side piece conversation, but they're always pretty interesting. But Cantu products, I need to actually, I need to learn the curly hair girl method for my daughter's sake. Like, she's going to suffer because I just had the slickest, straightest hair my entire life. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Jack J. I promise to get back on subject at some point. I'm pretty sure Chris M is focusing on the parents and doesn't care much about the details of the loose ends. And that could very well be true, but at the same time, he's bringing detriment to the case when he's hurting people who aren't necessarily involved, if that makes any sense. Because Jamie Wilson is involved in the sense that he has brought awareness to the area and showed us things, but he hasn't done anything wrong. He shouldn't have people be coming to his house because Chris Mcdonough is so focused on the parents that he isn't focusing on the key player, on any other players, except he's name dropping them. But yes, let's see. Thanks. Bonnie has that crazy hair. Yeah, I've seen that. Let's see. Oh, the baby woke up. Dad's got her though. But I hear her. Let's see. And Lisa, I hope you're doing well too. Thank you for being here. And Matt. But yes, that's creepy. I would freak out if people started coming to our house. Oh yeah. And I'd be just as upset. When I started playing the video, I was like, I hope one person says he's overreacting, because I would like to tell them off and tell them, how would you react if you just heard your first and last name being played on a live, connecting you and saying, like, for certain, you are this person and you are a disgruntled employee of the father. Yeah, I'd be so mad. I just came across the Cantu products recently, thinking about trying it out. My favorite baby body wash shampoo is the Burt's Bees. Love the smell. Look at me, bringing in all the conversations. Actually, I wanted to play one more video, but is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Sometimes I just end my videos abruptly, worried about what people are thinking, but I have to stop doing that so much and give the followers what they want, give the people what they want. I'm just kidding, but I do want to know if you guys have anything you want to talk about, anything you need to be brought up. This is my first true follow. Been up at night, night watching videos on Summer. What's the chance she won't be found? And this will have no ending. So, Rags, I've been following true crime for a long time, and there are cases where sometimes they just are never found. And sometimes we just don't ever know. So I followed the Haley Cummings case pretty closely, and Haley Cummings was lost from her home, kidnapped from her home. There were suspicious people involved, so on and so forth, and they never found her. They dredged the ponds near her home. They drained them, so on and so forth. And through all these years later, she has never been found. And essentially, it could just become a cold case. What the statistics for that are, I don't know them off the top of my head, but I'm sure somebody else does. And I'm sure I could figure it out for you. But with that being said, in reality, when a child goes missing, everyone wants to think that it's within the first 48 hours that something will happen. But the truth of the matter is that when a child goes missing, the probability of them being killed is within 2 hours, because they are the biggest liability to whomever kidnapped them. And, we've all seen the thing where somebody gets caught for kidnapping and then they go to jail and then they get out. And you're like, what are you going to do with this kidnapper? They are literally they literally kidnapped a child. What do you think they wanted to do with them? Did they want to keep them? Did they have a collection? But with that being said, people do it for nefarious reasons. And once they are done doing whatever they need, they will dispose of the said victim or person because it is necessary. It's, evidence against them. So it is 2 hours, not 48. So the probability of something happening, if it was a stranger, it's a big probability that if it was a stranger, we won't be looking for a live summer. But I say that with hopes that something happened and she's still alive. I really say that with a lot of hope. I say it silently and quietly because I don't want it to not come true. I don't want to cry about it either. But I hope that she's found. Right now, I'm just going to be, as transparent as possible and say all things are possible. But for one, if she was kidnapped by a stranger, she could either be kept, as a prisoner, or they would have gotten rid of her within 2 hours. And that's just it. Also, there's trafficking. Trafficking is a real thing, and they're essentially kept and sold. And there was a video on TikTok recently that went viral that includes a woman who was sold by a trafficker to somebody, and then they in turn released her. So, the comment section was not the vibe. Like, how do they know who the traffickers are and all that stuff? And I'm like, yes, that's true. But maybe they're in some undercover program where they were able to meet traffickers, but they purchased the woman who's being trafficked and then they set her free. But at the same time, you have to just stop and realize that this woman was being trafficked. A grown woman was being sold from person to person. And you have to think, what? This is absurd. It can't be real, but it's real. It's absolutely real. Trafficking is a real thing. And we don't know where Summer went, and it could very well be that. I'm not taking anything off the table, not until we get further answers. Do you know if Jay-Z had both vehicles on his land? Angie Sandman, I can't say myself per 100% that he had both vehicles on the land, but I have heard that he did. How he got them both there, I don't know, because he's only one person and he was driving from Georgia. Now, I've also heard that it's only 3.5 hours from where he lived in Georgia to the property in Tennessee. So, with that being said, maybe he went there one weekend, left one car, got driven back, drove back the other. With that, the logistics, I don't know. I have heard that both vehicles were there, but I can't prove it. So I can't say yes or no for sure. John Q says Summer is alive for now until the evidence tells us otherwise. That's my thinking on it. John QQ, exactly. Absolutely. As AB pays it forward, pay it forward to Michelle after dark. She is neutral and shows beautiful videos of her dogs in the fields of England while covering summer. I will. Michelle after dark is a wonderful creator, and she is somebody that I followed for a long time for the Watts case. And recently she reposted her Watts movie video, and I watched it twice. Yeah. But I really do like Michelle After Dark. And I will be linking AB in my description to tell him thank you. But my phone died midway through my live, and you can't do it through StreamYard. So there's that. Or I can't do it through my end of StreamYard. And if I can, I don't know how or something. I don't know. I'm pretty good at electronics and such. And then there's a certain wall that I hit and I don't know anymore. And I can't do any more than that. This laptop is not even new anymore. And I could only use my iPhone to make videos. I was supposed to buy this to make videos on it, but I can't. I could barely pull up files. You love her too. She is awesome. I have never seen her, but you will check her out. She just has very clean cut, concise videos. Oh, I was going to show one more thing. Thanks for reminding me. They're just very to the point. She's very smart. Let's see. So I have a video of Jamie's on my channel. Jamie Wilson, who is still linked above in the pinned comment. I have a video of his. It's weird. Let me replay this. Okay, so I have a video of his that he posted, and this was his very first video, the one of him at the pond. And I just want to play that real quick because this is kind of when I fell in love with him. Uploads. Ooh, so many of them. I'm kind of happy I did do this though, because even though I had a great day, it did fire me up a little bit. I was like, really? I don't like being told I'm a liar or that I'm not doing my research. It's one way to get me going. Because I do try to do my research. I really do. All right, let's see. I found it. And I did my research on my own prior to ever having a YouTube channel. I did it for myself, and it just always made me feel good to know the details and know that they were correct. And, it's worked out for YouTube as well. Let me add the video. Wait, what about Candace sleeping in the pew? What pew? Oh, in church. Okay. See, I'm so hip that I think pew pew. And I was like, what? Sorry. I have been on a natural, happy feeling today. I had a great day. All right, here we go. Or not.
This is daylight. So many people say you should go back in daylight. So here I am.
Thanks.
I'm going to go slow. I'm really amazed at the... Oh, hold on.
Hey, Bartwan.
Holy moly, look, and you shall find. I found another one. Right there's one. Underneath the branch right there. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, I forgot about this. I do want to mention that with this video, I was able to prove that people bringing up the twisted tea thing a lot. I was able to prove that these small cans, these cans right here that he's showing, all the ones that are littered around, they're small cans of peach twisted tea. And then everyone's like, but she said there was only one. She did say there was only one, and she said it was a tall can. So these are all small, short peach, not pea, peach flavored teas. Then you will see the one that I believe belonged to her pretty soon.
I stepped right there, and it's kind of underneath that. Anyhow, we're going to go really slow. I was honestly amazed at how many of y'all could see stuff that I missed, even though it was dark.
Maybe a sign, for sure.
Somebody was talking about something purple. That's what that is. It looks like a little piece of maybe a fabric or, I don't know, something off of a rubber float, maybe. I don't know. I've had people say, look in here. Well, I can already see.
So there it is.
Another one. Dang, that's one of the big cans.
That's one of the big cans.
There y'all see.
Look what's next to it.
What's in that?
Mountain Dew.
Very back there is another big twisted tea can. Alright, so there y'all see the trash. This is what it looks like, guys. There's a vehicle pulling in. I don't want to get them on camera, so that's the only reason I kind of went fast right there. I know people was asking, what's up behind this? Well, there's a little trail. As you can see, it goes all the way, around the edge of the water here.
And this is when we fell in love with Jamie Wilson.
I'm not really that sure how far it goes, but I will venture out through there myself, I'm sure. But
hey,
right here is what, the terrain, this location, what it looks like. Right here it is. Bass boat going by. Wished I was able to go live, excuse me, from this location. I just don't think I got enough connection to be able to do that. I can try, but I can barely get a text message right here, so could be the location. And y'all can see, I'll go out a little further, give you an idea where we're at. A lot of people were saying they were amazed or astonished or stunned that I even found this place. Look, if you're a local and you live here, a little 20-second TikTok, I can tell you where you're at. Think about it. If you live somewhere,
but there was a flower
you're really familiar with, or you've been around your whole life, if you see that in a little 10-second video clip, you'll know where that's at.
There was a video of her.
That's kind of how that works.
The TikTok, and there was one small flower.
Guys, you can see.
It was really small.
We'll kind of do a little video thing in there. Just for the record, if anybody says anything, there is a pair of shoes right here that are irrelevant. There's a lady that's actually out on her kayak or whatever you call it. I don't know what you call it. Stand on it paddle. It's not a kayak, but
stand on it paddle.
Like it. But anyway, I actually seen her unload it and seen her take her shoes off to take off. I waited till she got out a picture of you before I hit record because we all try to be respectful like that. But anyway, guys, you can see kind of those bass boats really got the water stirred up here. There's more going by way out there. But y'all can see kind of, and I know this is a longer video. I hate them I hate for them to be this long, but it is what it is.
I love it.
I want to see what people maybe miss that I haven't. Or I miss y'all catch. You see what I'm saying? And from my understanding, here's these little flowers. I did notice that. I was looking for them. And then there's more. Actually, some more of those flowers right here beside this tree growing up. But y'all can see kind of what I'm looking at here. I wanted to come in the daylight. And I'm going to search around with the camera off, naturally, because I feel The camera's kind of distracting me. So just want to give you all a little view there of kind of what this looks like with daylight. So if you see anything that maybe I've missed, man, shout it out. Let's help find summer. I appreciate all you real ones there as well. God bless y'all.
Thank you, Jamie, sir. Oh, I forgot there was a backup video to that one.
I think that was mentioned. Matter of fact.
The crickets. Stop it. She calls me glitter. They call me glitter. It's just a good angle. Thank you for everything.
It's trash, guys. All the speculation about a bag. There it is. But as you can see, here's what I see. And it is, let's see, what time is it? Right at 9:25, 9:30, so to say. I think it's, Thursday night. So here you are.
You gotta debunk stuff after he did that video. So I'm gonna take the sound off that. So I was gonna play the TikTok so we can see real quick that there is a flower, and that's true. It's not necessarily flowers, but there is a flower at the end of that TikTok video. Is that all that town drinks, man? They're in every video I see of people going out there. The channel that filmed this is linked at the top of this chat. His name is Jamie Wilson. He's from Tennessee. He's from the Tennessee area. Let's see, share screen. And this is coming directly from Candace's TikTok. I didn't ask her for permission, but I'm sure if I did, she'd be fine with it. I wish I could play the sound because I actually like that song because it's like a play on of the Hard Knock Life, but it says it's a redneck life for us, and people are like, I don't like this song. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a great song. I'll tell you what, people who call themselves rednecks, they really just enjoy themselves. They, I don't necessarily think they think it's negative. They just love their life, and they're like, hey, if this is what you're calling my lifestyle, whatever. It's a redneck life for us. Oh, this unfortunately is the last, well, no, not the last video of summer that we see because there is that car video, but, one of them. A little summer. And I tell you what, I don't care if she was bald. I think she rocked that hairstyle. I really do. She's so cute. Hey, Georgie RG, what's up? How are you? You are a little late. Just a little late, ma'am. Just a little late. Yeah, it is really sad. Who's Don Buchanan? Why do I keep hearing that name? or reading that name. So there's the flower. There's actually a TikTok video on here that I wanted to play. I wonder if it's been played. It might be taken off already. Or it might be taken off. I think it is. There used to be one of her and Hunter. And it looked like he wanted to do like some type of trick, and before he does the trick, he hands her a cigarette that he had. And I'm just like, oh crap. And it was like a year ago, so he was like 14 when it happened. But you know. Oops. This is one video where she actually talks. Pretty sure it's this one. Yeah, that's Summer right there. What?
That's light.
A little voice. You're you're welcome.
That's light.
Oh. Sounds like my 5-year-old, but I should have done like, oh. My 6-year-old. He's not 5. I believe it's 2 nights. 2 nights before Lisa that she went missing. I seriously can't even imagine my child missing. It's so hard to think about it in that way. Yes, me too. I've talked to Candace, and I hope I don't get any hate for saying that I believe her, but we cried together. Like, I literally cried, and I was like, I am so sorry for you. And she literally cried. She's like, she didn't say I'm sorry for me, but that's kind of what I'm getting. Like, she's not crying for herself, but it's a situation, and it's making her sad. Her kids being gone is breaking her heart. She says, I cry night and day. Like, I just take that as I can't get it together. I'm nothing without my kids. Whether people want to believe that or not, I believe her.
That's light.
Hold on, I'm looking up this Tiffany Marie video. Don Wells interview number 3. Timestamp. Timestamp 1:52:30. I'm so bad at that stuff. Like, if somebody gives me a number, I have to go back and look at it like 10 times. My husband sent me somebody's phone number the other day, and after I tried unsuccessfully to remember it and then go back and like put it in my phone, I was like, can you just read it off to me? Like, I lost my patience with myself. I just feel very dumb. All right, so let's see. This is one of Crazy's videos. Let's see. And this is Tiffany Marie. If a mod could link her, that would really help me. But if not, I will throw her in my description. Tiffany's a very good friend of mine.
So the audio you just heard of
I don't know if she thinks she's my good friend, but I feel like I consider her a very good friend of mine.
Candace was sent over on June 20th. And the reason that it was important to play for you guys today is because yesterday Dawn was on another channel.
You guys can't see what I'm seeing, can you? Sorry. Oops. Oh, nope. Not doing that either. Share. Here we go. I almost invited somebody to stream. I don't want no naked people. All right. So Tiffany Marie is playing a video by Crazy Crime Chick, which I'm sure I have permission from both of them to share, as they are both my friends and they're both of their mods. At a coincidence. But yeah, so Tiffany's playing a Crazy Crime Chick video, and here we go. Okay, Karen. Thank you.
And that's her little swing right there off that tree. She loved to play right there in that yard. That was her favorite spot to be. So whoever took her had to actually come up into the yard and take her. And I don't understand because, like, my neighbor heard her scream, but I didn't hear her scream because I was in the house with the boys trying to find her. And I guess when the neighbor heard her scream, I was actually in the house and the TV was going. So I didn't even hear the scream.
So the audio you just heard of Candace was sent over on June 20th. And the reason I thought it was important to play for you guys today is because yesterday Don was on another channel and he was talking about how a neighbor heard Summer screaming the day she was reported missing. And some of the comments I seen were people wondering, understandably, why hasn't this been brought up before? And then today, I see other channels talking about it, and a lot of those comments are the same as, why is Don just bringing this information up now? Some people believe that Don is lying, that he's making this up, that he came up with this, just recently of a neighbor hearing her scream, that he's just putting it out there to push that narrative of her being kidnapped. I'm playing this audio that was sent again on June 20th because even though this is new information to the public, behind the scenes, it isn't new information. Mm-hmm. This is something that has been said from early on. I honestly don't understand why Candace never talked about this in the few interviews
So this is strange to me. So Crazy Crime Chick, when I'm glad that she put this out. So apparently Candace discussed this. She discussed this behind the scenes with other people, but no one ever talked about her hearing these screams.
But that isn't true either.
It's all good, Libby. It's fine.
It was brought up beforehand. She did talk about it. It was in the interview where they were sitting in front of the house on the news. She does say it.
Candace never talked about this in public. I've never heard her talk about it in any interviews. I've never heard, thank you, Snoopy. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Did anybody else hear her talk about this publicly ever, or was it just behind the scenes?
I knew about it behind the scenes, and I heard it in her interview.
Don was there when the calls were made to 911. That's why they both called. I'm starting to agree after what I just heard Don say, and I'm going to play it back over because that stands out to me big time in a big way. How is he going to say, how is Don going to say
Candace
that the neighbor heard all these weird screams right before she heard us screaming?
Interesting. I want to hear that. Play it.
TBI better get on him at this point, because for him to say that that neighbor heard those weird screams and then she heard them screaming for Summer, I'm sold on the fact that Don was not at work.
Look at me. I'm on panel with Tiffany Marie.
You don't say us. You don't say that the neighbor heard us screaming. It was reported. What do you mean it was reported? Candace reported it.
Sorry.
I mean, the neighbor reported it. The screams. No, I'm talking about. I know that the neighbor reported it, right? They said that the neighbor reported it. I'm talking about what Don said. Don just said a few minutes ago. I don't know if you just came in. That the neighbor heard some really weird screams right before they were screaming for Summer. And he included himself in that. She didn't, but I changed on that. At least that's what I remember. I never heard this until tonight, Marianne says.
So that's
He
what she
did not script that.
Does he play it? Does she
He
play
played like he just heard about it. Yes, he did.
Does she play
I
it
agree
again?
with you, Bridget. Yes, Lakeisha. She told someone this in private on 620. Okay, I will check my email. I usually don't check my email when I'm live, but I will. Just give me a few minutes. Wisp softly says, I'm beginning to think TBI has put Summer to the side. I pray they didn't. They need to interrogate them again.
Thank you, Shiloh.
And a hard us. Yeah, that was us. Heard us scream. Wasn't you in the room last night when talking about the car and the water park? Alice, I don't know what you mean. Tell me what you mean.
Tell me what you mean.
I've gone over so much. I don't know. Probably, possibly. There you go. BBT Boston. Yeah, he said us like he was there. 100%. He said us as if he was there. Need to get to bed, Tiffany Marie. I'll listen. Okay, mommy, you sleep well, hon. I lived out in the country when I was younger, and there's no way a neighbor could have heard a scream. It's just too far away, and the trees would have muffled any sound. Well, I don't know about that, because with the hills and everything, the sound travels. My issue is not the fact anymore that, yeah, of course I was thrown off by the fact that the neighbor heard a weird scream that sounded like terror. This is what Don said. But now Don just said in this interview, and I'll go back to it, that the neighbor heard weird screams right before she heard us screaming for Summer. Us. Right out of Don's mouth. That came straight from Don. So, yeah. That actually bothers me a lot.
He's done, and as for Don, he's done multiple interviews. I call it the Don Wild Show is what we're seeing coming to you live. I don't know why he hasn't brought this up, because if you think about it, if a neighbor in fact heard Summer screaming around the time that she would have been, if you want to believe she was kidnapped, that's really, really important information, hearing her scream. So again, I'm not sure why Don's just bringing this up now. I'm sure within a few days he'll give an explanation to it. And I just want to say that, I'm not against the wilds and I'm not for the wilds. I don't believe you should have to pick a side when it comes to that. I am here and only here for Summer, and I'm here for the truth, and that's it. So again, I know some people are going to be like, well, you're you're going to dispute what I'm saying with this audio with Candace, you're going to still think it's a lie and stuff like that. And you're entitled to your opinion. But I just wanted to play it because I know a lot of people think Dawn is just making this up right now. And, you know, I'm telling you guys, this was sent over on June 20th that Candace was saying it. So it's not something that Dawn just came up with overnight to push that narrative of her being kidnapped. Now, did a neighbor, in fact, really say this? I don't know that. It would be nice to find out who and maybe get more information from this neighbor, but I don't think this neighbor's probably going to want to go public with, you know, how people that go public with this case, how they are attacked. So I don't think she will. But again, I don't know why this hasn't been put out. I just thought it was important just to show you, like, hey guys, this isn't in fact new. They were saying this early on.
The thing is, it might not be new, but it is new to the public, and that's the thing. So Candace was talking about this behind the scenes that they, the neighbor heard screaming, but Dawn is over here, and this is the problem that I have with this.
Interested to see that.
Okay, just like what was just said. Hold on a sec. Let me bring this back up. He legit just acted like this was new news. He said the neighbor heard weird screams right before she heard us screaming for Summer. Us. It's not even anything. I don't even care about anything else anymore except us. Heard us screaming for Summer. Dawn was supposedly not getting home for a half hour after this. Like, wow.
Well, my neighbors heard some screams. She was up there outside, you know, just across from us, and she heard some really weird screams before she screaming for Summer, and that still haunts her. She's still haunted by all that. And, I think she might have been fighting somebody.
Someone had asked in the chat, how's Candace holding up?
He thinks that she might have been fighting someone. Sorry, guys. I need to play this over again.
She did say it publicly.
Bothered.
Sulfur music.
Now I'm like really bothered by this us.
It's on the news.
Us. It's always us. We. This guy. He's his own worst enemy. I'm so glad that he talks like this as much as he does, because he's letting more and more slip out. This snake right here, he is a slithering, slimy snake.
I will say that these are solely Tiffany's thoughts. I do appreciate Tiffany's passion, though, for this case and for Summer.
So, but from what I've found out, I mean, I just don't know, to be honest with you. I just watched the one dog go down the dog trail, and according to what he said, you know, it dead ended down there. But the other dogs may have picked something else up, and they're not 100% accurate on everything.
What is this guy talking about? The other dogs may have picked something else up? What? Like, what is he talking about? The other dogs may have picked something else up. What, Don? What did the other dogs pick up? This has to stop. This guy is absolutely insane.
Either, but never could pick her scent anywhere. Yeah.
They never could pick her scent up anywhere. Well, they did pick up her scent on your property.
At the end of the property, though.
Well, they never could pick her scent up anywhere outside Ben Hill Road down there anywhere.
Oh my God.
Like, so it's like,
I think when it comes to true crime, one thing that you want to do is pick apart interviews. We've all done it, at least if you follow true crime. I know I've done it, and I have ripped people to filth over what they've said and said, you said it like this, you meant it like that. You said it like this, but you meant it like that. And the people who I assumed were doing that look like guilty people. So I always felt okay with doing it. Oh, Nicole Kessinger said this, but I think she really meant that. Chris Watts said this, but I think he really meant this. So on and so forth. Now, this is coming from somebody who now has to record themselves talking and telling stories, sometimes some of them being my own stories, and then having to listen back and verify that I said this, that I said that, kind of listen back to what I said. And there was a point in time where I was telling my own story, my own life story, a story that means a lot to my life, that I have gone over in my head over and over and over and over and over again. No one knows this story better than me. And I said it on YouTube. And when I went back and listened to it, I went like, oh, snap. I said something wrong. I said, this is how this went. And then in the next breath, I said, and it went like this. And I misspoke. If people were going to tear apart my story to look for inconsistencies, that was a huge inconsistency where it sounded like I was just lying. I was just lying. I don't know why I made that mistake. I don't know why I made such a big mistake in this story that I've told over and over and over again, not because I have rehearsed it, but because I see it in my head, almost post-traumatic stress disorder type way. Like this night just lives in rent-free in my mind. But when I told the story, I said it wrong. And it embarrassed me because I'm like, I'm the kind of person that would tear something like that apart. I would rip it to shreds and say, she must be lying about everything because she's lying about this and this is a clean, whatever. I'm not saying that Tiffany Marie is doing this. I'm saying we all do this. But I see her doing this in this very moment with this interview. And I have heard Cher actually say, I've not watched a lot of what Cher has done with Dawn. But in the few moments that I have caught, because I swear to you, I've watched about 45 minutes altogether. In the few moments that I have caught, I did hear her say once, actually her and Mark both said, they feel as if one of Don's biggest mess ups is that he doesn't finish listening to a question before he answers it. And sometimes his answer will just be completely off with the question. Also, he doesn't speak in complete sentences. That's something that I have seen happen to my mom over time as she gets older. I'm not necessarily calling them old. I'm just saying I think that comes with the territory of having been a drinker, getting older and all this stuff. I don't think he should be able to be torn. I don't think we should tear him apart like this too much because he's stressed out, clearly. He abuses stuff, I think. And, you can't take everything for what it is. I don't know. I think it's just too much to go into what they're saying. Like, if you did that to me now that I look back at stuff, you would catch me in inconsistencies where you think I was lying when I really wasn't. It was just an honest mistake. And we'd like to believe that none of this stuff is honest mistakes, that they're all Freudian slips, but that's just not how it goes. I haven't even been reading chat. I've been going off on people. I've been going off. Gina Bree says, so Amanda, you treat people with respect. That is why most people adore you. Some people don't have that quality. And I'm not trying to say that, that I'm trying to treat people with more respect than others. I am not one of those people that says, I don't care what people think about me. I will say people's opinions of me are not my concern, but I care what people think about me. Oh, I care a lot. So I do tread lightly. And that's because, like many people in this world, I am a human being and I've made mistakes. And some of my mistakes have been big. And I have been lambasted for having mistakes, and I've had it pulled into my future, and I am just over here overcorrecting myself all the time to prove that I am not my mistakes. I am not my past me. I am my current me who is still my past me because that's just who I am. This is my story. But, if you judge me by that, you're not going to get the whole picture, or you're hurting yourself by living in my past because, hello, I'm over here in my future. But, with that being said, it just happens. I'm not saying that this guy's past isn't important. I think it's very important. How important? Very important. So I will say that. And whatever. But, I do care about what people think. So I do spend a lot of my time overthinking and trying to execute things in a way where I won't get I won't have to spend a lot of my time worrying about what people are thinking. I guess that's the best way I could put it. I can't believe the things that I've heard them say on that channel. Yeah, that's I don't know. I can't say I agree with everything. I can't say I don't know. I don't know how I feel. This case is absolutely it's changed a lot of things for me, and I've never felt like such a fence rider until this case, and this is having come from Watt's case. That's crazy. What about his slick hair? You think his hair might be slicked back? Oh, are we talking about? Oh, that he's cleaning up? No, I don't think he shaved his head. He might have shaved his face, but Don didn't seem like he's somebody that really grows out his facial hair like a lot, and not for a long period of time. Maybe so, and maybe he doesn't know. So the alert from the dogs is like another case we're all familiar with, or are most, where people think that barking is alert. There's many there's many misconceptions with cadavers or trading. I think when people are talking about the dogs barking here, they're talking about their actual dogs, right? I'm not sure if she lays it again. Oh, she plays it again. Okay. I feel like if Dawn was home, the phone triangulation will definitely show that, and TBI would be on it. Absolutely, and their phones have already been recorded. Like they took their phones and recorded everything on the phone. So TBI does have access to that, and they give them their phones right back. They have H's phone. I don't know why, but they do. Thanks. Thank you. Social media is brutal and cruel all the way. It's sad. It was never this bad. Yes. I think maybe it's because we're focusing on it too, but I think that I was going to say the pandemonium, but I guess it could be a pandemonium, but the pandemic has really pushed us more internet based, more cloud based, and it's obvious why, right? Quarantines and stuff. That's why I got on YouTube like this. I think Don took the Subaru that day because it's probably quieter. Maybe. I don't know much about Subarus. I do know that they're very expensive to repair, though. Do they really still have Hunter's phone? Sus. As far as I know, the last time he was interviewed, or the first and only time he was interviewed by Chris Mcdonough, they still had his phone. Yes. And that is sus, but maybe they just couldn't retrieve the information off of his phone the way they could off of theirs, and maybe they had to keep his phone. I don't know. I mean, the alerts, him saying the dog's alerted and he saw it. Oh, could he mean that because yes, maybe, yeah, absolutely. He's not a dog bark analyst or what. You guys know what I'm trying to say? He doesn't do dog walking crap. He is not a trained canine person. You're right. Absolutely. Yes, Miriam. Donald has his hair pulled back into a ponytail. Oh, he has a man bun going on? Fun. Yeah, still on the fence about age. The thing he said about the PO that day, him or Candace Wells. What PO? I don't remember. It's very true. His poor daughter's so heartbreaking. Dog analyst. I don't know what it is. I don't remember what it's called. A dog whisperer, dog analyst. I don't mean dog whisperer. I mean like what Susie researcher is, like when they walk the dogs and the dog barks and they know what they meant, like there's a dead body here or there was a struggle here. I don't know. I can't remember right now. Don't make me think. Get Hunter out of the equation. CNC would not cover for him. Now his phone may have info. You know what? He has a handler. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. There's Don Michelle with you. Don Michelle is always here for me for that stuff. Let's see. He really was right about the end of Trail They Will Circle. Also, I want to say that I didn't hear him necessarily say right there in that interview about that they heard us. I do want to go back and play that. I didn't hear it, but I want to see if maybe I just missed it. I feel like it glitched at the very moment he was talking, and I couldn't hear him exactly. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Thrown in a.
She definitely got in a car, thrown in a car. So much I don't
Go public with, how people.
We, this, us, we, us. It's always us. We, this guy, he's his own worst enemy. I'm so glad that he talks like this as much as he does, because he's letting more and more slip out. I need to play this.
Someone had asked in the chat, how's Candace holding up?
She was up there outside, just across from us, and she heard some really weird scream before summer, and that still haunts her. She's still haunted by all that. Before summer, and that still haunts her. She's still haunted by all that.
I don't think he says. I don't think he says us.
Yeah, she was up there outside, just across from us, and she heard some really weird scream before
So I do hear him say across from us, but that's how I talk about. I used to live on a hill, and I had neighbors, and I'm pretty sure that's how I would have mentioned it. My neighbor across from us, my neighbor behind us, my neighbor next to us. But I wouldn't necessarily mean like us in the moment, at that very moment. I don't know. Chelsby, well, at least you're not my mod and deleting people while you're falling asleep. I accidentally do that all the time. Yeah. I don't think they have back DNC's phones. I think they got new ones. Rags, apparently they did get new ones according to Dawn's dad. I do know from Candace that the time that they took a picture of her and the kids at the phone store, that time in particular, they were there for her mom's phone. I don't know if they went and got new phones, but I do know from Candace that she has her phone, that they took her phone and gave it right back, and that the phone that she had that day, she has it, or has it back. She's gotten it back from police. And then she also said that, and when H said that he looked at her phone and saw it, per his Chris Mcdonough interview, that's impossible. She said, A, he wouldn't have gotten into her phone ever, and B, she didn't give him the opportunity, and C, her phone would have always been in her pocket no matter what. So, with that being said, she did go over to his house after he was interviewed by the police to talk to him. We don't know what about. He says about what he told the police. We don't know, but she was there. So she is putting herself there, but she's saying that he didn't have access to her phone. Take that for what it is. They got their phones back. Yes, they did. And yes, they just, Dawn said that they erased everything 3 hours prior to her having gone missing or something. Let's see. But I don't hear him say us.
Or summer. And that still haunts her. She's still haunted. Some really weird scream before summer. And that still haunts her. She's still haunted by all that.
And the neighbor did. Why are you cutting onions and listening? Are you actually cutting onions though? Or like cutting onions crying? Let's see. My friend and his girlfriend did time for gunning down his girlfriend's mom. Neither would talk. Got out after a few years. The killer was the girlfriend's father. He did no time in jail. Wow. Yeah, there is no S. I didn't hear an S. Sorry, Tiffany Marie, I'm not trying to say you're wrong.
I think she might. She was up there outside, just across from us, and she heard some really weird scream before summer, and that still haunts her. She heard,
Like, wow.
my neighbors heard some screams. She was up there outside, just across from us, and she heard some really weird scream before summer, and that still haunts her. She's still haunted by.
I think he said before they were screaming for summer. John Q says, TBI will bring him back to re-interview him again. For all and anything he didn't tell them the first time around, they will break him with all these new statements he's making now. Maybe. I hear him say that it still haunts us, meaning that if she screamed and it wasn't heard by anyone. Ooh, I thought he was saying the neighbor was haunted. Let me hear what he says.
By all that, I don't know. But before screaming for summer, and that still haunts her. She's still haunted by all that. I don't know.
No, I think he's saying the neighbor was still haunted by all of that. He doesn't know. I think that's what he said. I hope that Grandis has given an interview, which I heard she did, to law enforcement. But I also heard that she doesn't want to give an interview to anybody at all, like ever. Which is why I wasn't too sure if her speaking out was necessarily her the other day. I still don't know. But she is adamant that it wasn't her. I've seen private messages. Yeah, it's not her. Like, laughing. Like, it's not me. That's not me. So, just across from us, and it still haunts us, is what I hear. Yeah. Hey, ethereal obsidian. What's going on? Obsidian is one of my favorite rocks, stones, minerals, whatever it is. Wait. Yes, it is obsidian. Okay. For a second there, I was like, am I wrong? No, it is. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so that's not what, I don't think that's what he said. He wasn't saying that she heard us. So that's, for a second there, I was like, uh-oh, did he say that? Because I'm willing to believe if I hear something, if I hear him say something like super sketch-a-letch, if I hear it myself, even though I'm saying don't pick all of his words apart, if he says something that's like kind of obvious, I want to hear it. I want to make sure we know. Okay, so there was also there was one more thing that I wanted to play. Oh yes, I remember. This is going to be the video by not Predator Hunter. What am I talking about? I haven't been watching the drama. Oh my gosh, Amanda. Oh boy. This video is by the Kid Finder people. Not Kid Finders either. Dang. I'm off. I'll tell you the name right now. I make myself laugh. All right, here we go. Let's see. I will play this video. It was by the people that were helping find missing kids, and they tried to rescue Hunter. So I'll only play the beginning for a second so we could get the rundown of who he was, and then I'll try to skip to what I was trying to play.
Hey guys.
Oop. You guys aren't watching it with me, are you? Text screenshots can be fake. Let's see. Try not to, start anything in the comments. It's not what I'm here for. All right. Hey guys, what's up? So I saw this interview and I thought it was kind of interesting because according to this guy, Hunter may have been the last person to see Summer alive.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Jeremy Dugan with Human Aid Solutions Incorporated. I'm the Vice President. We're currently working and teamed up with Bikers Against Abuse International and working with Paul Michael. And it's been a pleasure. It's been great working with you guys. You guys are great. We love helping you out. We're one team, one fight. Our main goal is to bring kids home safe. I did want to address something that happened last night. We had a failed attempt at an extraction of Hunter Mullaney. Hunter is a 15-year-old male. He's involved in the summerwells case. He was apparently probably the last person that saw summerwells alive. It's our understanding that he went swimming with her. He was with Summer's mother. Summer's mother bought him alcohol. Not sure about that whole story, whatnot. But Hunter's father was very concerned and reached out to us at Human Aid Solutions. He asked us to transport Hunter from Tennessee to New York. Hunter's father, Andrew Hiltz, provided us paperwork and court documents stating that he had legal custody of Hunter for the summertime at the least, and that Hunter should be in his custody at this point in time. He asked us to transport Hunter. He gave us permission. We have a consent for domestic travel signed by his father, which was witnessed. We have a lot of legal documentation. I have the court documents stating his custody as for the summertime, and I will read this to you. And this is signed by a judge and stamped 2019, and it is legal through 2020 and 2021. Notice, your willful failure to obey this order may result in incarceration for contempt of court. That is aimed at the mother, Allison Mullaney. Andrew Hiltz, petitioner, appeared personally with Stephen Rockmacker, Esquire. Allison Mullaney, respondent, appeared personally with Jordan Austin, Esquire.
Stop
Christina Pearson, Esquire, attorney for the child. That was their legal representation. In this court order, it was ordered that the parties shall share joint legal custody of their child,
He kind of
Hunter
did.
Mullaney, date of birth 3/15/2006, with the mother having primary physical custody. And it
Forgot
is
he totally
further
doxes
ordered
him.
that the father shall have parenting time with the subject child every summer starting into the 2021 school year, shall be entitled to copies and access. Shall have such other and additional utilize the cell phone to contact the father. Because the cell phone of the child was confiscated, entitled to phone contact with the subject child at a minimum of 5 days a week between the hours of 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. with the understanding that the child may be unavailable on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. The father will provide the child with a cell phone, and I'll take a break right there because the cell phone of the child was confiscated by the detectives, either by the sheriff's department or the TBI. So, I don't know, is it up to the father to buy another cell phone for the child? You tell me. I'll continue. and the parties agree that the child
No,
may
please stop
utilize
there.
the cell phone
That's
to
just
contact the
that
father.
was the only point I was trying to
How's
prove
the
with that.
child going to contact the father
Oh.
when the detectives have taken the cell phone that the father has provided? Answer me that. Really curious. The mother shall have access to the cell phone for purposes of monitoring the child's cell phone activity, and it is further. Okay, so if the mother is monitoring the child's cell phone, how is the child hooking up with an adult that is buying him alcohol and currently texting back and forth with him in an inappropriate relationship, saying, hey, I'm going to pick you up and buy you alcohol and we're going to go swimming?
This is all allegedly because that
Tell
didn't
me
really
that.
happen.
What kind of mother allows that is court ordered to monitor?
So, as we know, this guy has since disappeared. I am not condoning anything he's saying. I had posted this because it was relevant in the moment. We didn't really know much about H. But I will say that with time, we learned more about H because he did his own interview. And in his interview, he's talking about the day that this happened, and he's talking about how he has his own girlfriend, so he's not in an inappropriate relationship with Candace, except for the fact that they are hanging out, and she is a lot older than him, has her own children, and was not necessarily trying to supply him with alcohol and tobacco, but she says that he took swigs of their alcohol and stole their vape pen. So with that being said, she did provide him with it. And I'm not defending her, but that's what she said. And I tend to believe her a little bit more than him. I don't know why. I don't believe a lot of the things that he said. The yawning and all that stuff. His mom, anytime that I've seen her interviews, I just catch lies after lies after lies, like big lies. She says that the day Summer went missing. Now, I don't know why this is relevant to me, but I don't like liars, and I catch lies. But she said the day Summer went missing, H was trying to call her, but she didn't have her cell phone, and they were like at a game or something, or at a cookout at a game, or they were going to eat at a game or something like that. So H had been trying to contact her. He couldn't get a hold of her because she didn't have her phone. And then she said that when he did contact her, he called her to whomever she was with, which I think was her mom. And that that's how she got a hold. That's how he got a hold of them and let them know that Summer was missing. Then she goes on to say that when they get the food at wherever they were, because it's like a drive-through food thing, like a food drive or whatever. She said when they were in line to get the food, she says that she got onto Facebook on her phone, emphasizes that it's her phone that she got onto Facebook with, and then that's when she saw that there was a flyer up of Summer. She had literally just finished saying that she didn't have her phone with her. So which was that? It just, big lies to me like that are just like, why? Why? That wasn't a misspoke thing. Like, she actually, lied. Straight up. Right to us. Well, it told me I was timed out. Not that I care. I'm sorry, E.F. Hutton. I timed you out. It was actually me. But I noticed I did not post a channel name. No, I know for sure. I just, I don't care about any of that stuff. I really don't. She's very vindictive, that is obvious, has a personal issue with C and is using this to go at her. That's my take anyway. And I think H is just going along with what he's heard others say. Absolutely. Can't say I blame him for disappearing. BACA is legit. They are legit. They really are. I think he's from New York. Not sure though. Yes, New York. He sounds like he's from the East Coast. Absolutely, he was. Sugar Ant, as well, I have too strong of discernment to ignore things that, if not even mitigating to Summer's case, it's a case in itself. they got some stuff going on. Absolutely. And, people get sensitive. Where is Muffy? Where is Muffy? Not saying Muffy sensitive. Shoot. Well, maybe she is. Okay, so with that being said, I do believe the family a little bit more than I believe the friends. I don't know what happened there. There's something there. I will say this out loud. I think that when the mom mentions that Summer has gone missing, she mentions it could either been a stranger or it could have been, And when she says that, I don't know why I kind of think, like, why would she say that unless she had some idea? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm sorry if it was me and it was really quick. And to be completely honest with you, I only did it because I don't know how to fix it any other way. Because my phone's dead. So normally I could just delete a comment. But on StreamYard, it only gives me the option of timing somebody out or blocking them. Like when I click the two little corners next to your name, it says put user timeout or block user. And then also, as soon as I put you in timeout, it said that it was 5 minutes. And I was like, that's kind of elongated, but whatever. What pic is this one that you're frozen on? This is a picture of Hunter at the pond. Ooh, that's I don't know. I'm gonna be nice. Maybe, I don't know. I guess anything could happen. This video was made to prove Chris wrong. If he is impeding with law enforcement, I'm sure they would let him know. Just saying. Caroline Fields, no one is saying that Chris impeded with law enforcement whatsoever. First off. All I was saying was that Chris Mcdonough yesterday misspoke, and I was trying to correct it on my end. So if people message me about it, I could refer to them to a video where I explain it. So this is my explanation. When it's over, at some point, when I'm done being lazy, I will go through and listen to it to look over chat as well and stuff, like a creator should. And I will timestamp the moment where I said exactly what I was trying to say in this video, aside from all my other hoopla. And I will link people to it when they harass me in my comments saying that I don't do my research, when that's not the truth. It's just this man accidentally misspeaks sometimes to a crowd of 5,000. And that affects little people like me who don't even have 5,000 followers, but then get bombarded with messages from people that don't necessarily like their ideas. And that's not the kind of people I want on my channel. I want people that get to me naturally and that find me naturally appealing, aren't just here to watch me to see me fail. Let's see. Wrong word. There's the one used at the beginning. Maybe it was interfering. I don't know. I think it's a case of two women wanting to be with the same guy. Maybe. I think it could be a jealousy thing. I think they also had a falling out having to do with the daughter. Don had mentioned it, but he didn't mention it the way Candace did, but without divulging too much information, Candace again was close to Allie's daughter. Allie's daughter was dating somebody much younger than herself, but again, she's a teenager herself. And she would take this person to Candace's house. I guess Candace didn't allow it. Something happened there. She either didn't allow this person to be at her home, and then also wouldn't lie to somebody about this person's age. I don't know to who, but something like that happened, and then they just had like a falling out and they weren't friends anymore. But I feel like it had something to do with the daughter as well. And then, of course, we know that the Jose thing is probably somewhere in the mix. When TBI gets the forensics back on the phones, they'll know if Donald called Candace more than 2 times that day and for how long, too. John QQ, that's correct. We will know, and we'll know that if he called while they were at Walgreens or not, and at what time they were calling back and forth trying to figure out the 911 thing, because I know that there was a time lapse where she couldn't get through or something like that. You found me before, Chris. Ethereal obsidian. Now that's a thought. What's the thought? They've been saying some interesting thoughts here. What if Allie was... Oh, yeah, that was the thought. That was the thought. That's right. That was a good thought. That thought. Let's see. Or if Grandis did it as a form of vengeance in regard to what Allie said about how Candace was apathetic towards her grief for Rose. Like, I'll show you how it feels to have your daughter... Ooh. I mean, in this case, anything happened. I don't know if you've been listening the whole time, but sometimes when I research something, I research deep. And I'm not just saying that I'm researching for summer necessarily when I do all these things that are crazy, but I've been watching kidnapping videos, like kidnapped at birth videos, so on and so forth. And there are just random people who kidnap babies. Like, I couldn't have a baby, and guess what? Now I'm going to pretend to sell you a puppy. I'm going to pretend to give you clothes. I'm just going to find you randomly. I'm going to be your coworker. I'm going to be your friend, and I'm going to be your neighbor, but I want your baby. People kidnap people. There was a case that I saw just the other day where in California, not too long ago, a few years ago, a woman walks into a hospital, into the child ward, puts a baby in her tie-dye handbag, and then tries to walk out of the hospital. But because of the little thing on the foot, she was caught before she could leave. But it freaking happens. I have my hands in my face right now. Like, I can't believe it happens, but it really does. The weirdest... the mental... It's everybody's different. I research hardcore, Valerie. I like to torture myself. Let's see. I got timed out once by mistake. Oh, I once deleted somebody on I once blocked somebody on Crazy Crime Chicks. On Crazy Crime Chicks live, and it was like an important person. Like, I mean, you guys were all important, but it was like a member and everything. I completely timed out because I had my hooker nails and they were way too long. I don't know. When you hit the screen as a mod, it pops up like a whole bunch of different options. And the option right before cancel is block this user. I mean, typically, right? And so sometimes your hand just goes really quick to cancel, get me out of this screen, and then you block the user. Do you remember that? Oh, my drunk nails, exactly. Hey, Miriam, thank you. I appreciate that. Your thumb has a mind of its own. Yeah. When I got my nails in a few weeks ago, before this last set that I had, I don't know what the guy did. I felt like he glued my nail to my finger because I couldn't separate my finger from my nail. Like, it necessarily wasn't glued, but it was just the one nail that was just so close to my bed that I couldn't hit my phone correctly, and it caused so many mistakes. Everybody can tell you that I typed less that week. It was pretty funny. I need to go get my nails done again. My phone died too, but it's okay. All my friends are here. So there was one. Now I know. There was still one more video that I wanted to play. It was actually one of Crazy's videos from recently. What are you guys doing over there? How are you? I had asked earlier, and somebody did give me a topic, and I went off on a tangent on that, but is there anything anybody wants to bring up? Because I'm down to sleuth tonight. I don't know. Kids are asleep. Husband isn't up yet. All right, let's see. going to add Crazy's channel. If anybody wants to link Crazy, if not, I'll link her at the end. It was somebody with the big name, Karen. You know what I mean then. It was somebody with the big name. Like somebody recognized, somebody that people would notice. And here we are. Like, let me just, with my fat fingers and my bad nails, block this important person midstream and throw off the entire stream by begging people to help me. You know what, Don Michelle? There is new information on Samuel Olson. The indictment came down today, or like the papers for the indictment. I haven't read them yet though. All I wrote was I hate her because it was for Teresa. But nothing has moved with Benjamin or the other guy because I did Google that today just to make sure. Okay, here it is. Make sure I'm still subscribed to her and all this stuff. There was a moment in time where I would go to Crazy's channel and I just wasn't subbed anymore. And I would send it to her like, look, I'm just not subbed anymore. Weirdest thing. Okay, so this is this one. I can't do links, sorry.
I don't know what the next 6 months is going to. I hope it involves Summer coming home. Because it is. People say it's just that it can't happen, that she can't just disappear. Well, there's 250 kids, like you mentioned the other day, missing from the Eastern Tennessee area since 2020. Where did they go? If the kids can't just disappear, then where are the other 250 of that? I don't know. But like I was telling someone earlier today, I can go down that dog trail. If I was in a hurry, I bet you I could make it down there in less than 25 seconds at the most. I could be down that dog trail to the road and gone. No problem.
I could hear Crazy saying that. Except she yells at me. Crazy has questions.
I don't know what the next 6 months is going to. I hope it involves Summer coming home. Because it is. People say it's just.
I think I was there, Soulful Music.
She can't just disappear. Well, there's 250 kids, like you mentioned the other day, missing from the Eastern Tennessee area since 2020. Where did they go? If the kids can't just disappear, then where are the other 250 of that? I don't know. But like I was telling someone earlier today, I can go down that dog trail. If I was in a hurry, I bet you I could make it down there in less than 25 seconds at the most. I could be down that dog trail to the road and gone. No problem.
No problem. I think when you live on a property long enough, that you just know. You just know. Really. But I hear Crazy. How did Don know that? I'm sure Valerie could hear it too. So here it goes. And this is the trail video.
Okay, Chris, sorry I kind of got home a little late here, so I'm going to still try to shoot this video. Here we go. The old generator. And the road and everything. Back door. So,
You don't like Caroline because they don't think they can. I think it's very possible a kid played down here, you know? I'm still suspicious of everybody, even the utility workers. I love that bus, though.
there's a creek down there. See the road in the distance.
So Soulful Music says, I'm wondering about the whole dog trail driveway thing. Did law enforcement dog bark and he thought it was an alert, but maybe wasn't? Possibly. Yeah, I think you're onto something there. When did they say it was an alert? Karen 56, absolutely.
Mostly dogs that spin through here.
They're like, why does he have all the cuts through his legs? He's just making his own trail here.
This is the road. Yeah.
We had poison oak, so you tried not to walk through the brush.
And earlier today, they said there was, when they come up here, somebody was on our property and run off. I can't confirm that, but that's what they were saying. I don't know though.
YouTube needs voice comments. YouTube needs GIFs. I like those GIFs.
So that quick, right to the road, there's a mailbox. And this is where the search dogs trail ended. That's where the trail goes up through there.
That's where the search dogs trail ended.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, somebody said they spotted a truck parked here somewhere. We don't know. I didn't see it. That's just what somebody said. But
Don't forget to like and subscribe to Crazy Crime Chick.
so hopefully that helps y'all. Thank you so much. That helps y'all. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, it's Crazy Crime Chick. Hope you're all having an amazing day. So I'm just here looking at all my old screenshots that I have.
She's just my
from this
friend.
case,
I just love her.
I came across this one right here. Now, I took this screenshot back in June. It was June 18th exactly that I took this screenshot. And as you can see, it's Grandma Candy. Now, it starts off with this person saying, what's this? And she sent over a screenshot, but I don't remember what the screenshot was about, to be honest with you guys. But she does go on to say, I'm bringing it up because it was a thing in the past. Now, Grandma goes on to respond.
I'll have to look for that.
And she says, hun, Summer, I and Candace was planting flowers, and she has like a little flower emoji right before she went missing, she says. We came, the camper had a piece of candy, and again, she has a little candy emoji. Mom walked Summer halfway back home to see her brothers in. They said she went down to her room to play, and she was gone. Mom helped me. I think she meant to put straighten my knee brace out 4 minutes at most. She says she had to go check on the kids, and Summer has been missing. And then I think she meant to put since. Now, this person goes on to say, what kind of candy was it? Were you guys off the shits that day? And then Grandma just put up that little thumbs up, emoji thing. Now, the comment where it says, what kind of candy was it? Were you guys off the shits that day? Some people believe that that's referencing to some type of illegal substance. I honestly am
She
not
means
sure,
me.
though. Now let's listen to Candace's interview she just recently did.
Just shameless plug. She means me. Some people think that's me. Where I'm from in California, off the shits means if you're asking somebody like, were you off the shits that day? Means were you off the drugs that day? More so like meth. But it could also be any drug. And then slang varies from state to state. Also, when you Google off the shits in Urban Dictionary, it comes back as being on drugs. So she thinks that it could also mean she was asking her, were you on drugs that day? So that's two different things. If you were on drugs on day and then she gives a thumbs up, it's like yes. Or were you off drugs that day and gives a thumbs up, it was yes. Either way, her granddaughter, Candace, asked her grandma, Grandis, were you on drugs that day? That's not a question you ask. It's not a question a lot of people ask their grandma,
Did with Chris from the interview room, and let's see what she says about the events that happened that day. See if it matches up to what Grandma Candy had said back in, this screenshot was taken June 18th, so just a few days after Summer went missing. Now, I do want to warn you guys that there is a lot of background noise in this audio because it was done at the swimming hole, which obviously it's windy, and then the water.
Doing laundry and stuff, and kids are all sitting there watching TV, chilling. And I stepped down, I noticed Mom was sitting on the step, and her step is like literally from here to that tree to my doorstep. Okay. I can literally walk over and be right there. Okay. And she's like looking around, I was like, what's the problem? She's like, we gotta get these plants transplanted into bigger pots. Okay. And she sitting on the front porch, or where are you? No, I'm not sitting. Are you in the house? No. She's sitting on our camper step right there. Okay. And the flowers are here on both sides. Okay. And I'm just standing there. We're just talking. And she's like, we gotta get these transplanted. All right, well. She goes, well, we know the boys ain't gonna help because they don't like to do flowers. Yeah, well, boy does, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, but I know someone that will. So I ran back in the house and I grabbed Summer. She was sitting in the kitchen playing with her little short guys with the big eyeballs. Okay. And I was like, Summer, you want to plant flowers? Maybe Grandma plant. Is that the LOL things? Are they? No, they're not. Like she didn't really like LOL. Okay. She didn't care for those. No, I don't know what they're called. They're all kinds of different characters, like different animals, but they got big eyes. Okay. She liked them, so I bought them for her. And she was like, Summer, you want to do some flower planting and stuff? She jumped up. Faster than anybody could. I've seen jump up. She's like, pretty flowers. I'm like, yeah, let's go over to Grandma's and plant flowers. Transplant, that's what we did. And so we did that, and I don't know, it took us a while. Probably 30, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. I don't know. We're not real fast people. We don't. Okay. Your Tennessee time. Yeah, just sitting on a porch. Chill. Drinking some sweet tea and just. I don't drink tea. Okay, but chatting around. Yeah, just chatting pretty much. Me and Mom drink Mountain Dew. Okay. That's what we do. We drink Mountain Dew. And this summer we got done. We washed our hands real quick. Went in Grandma's house and she asked Grandma for a piece of candy. She always does. Of course, Grandma gives it to her. Sure. And she wanted a piece of candy, so Grandma gave it to her. We went in there for about 5-10 minutes maybe at the most. And she goes, Mom, I want to go back to the house with my brothers. I was like, all right. So I got up and I walked her back across to where I could literally see her walking to my doorstep. Okay. And she front door, back door? No, I don't know if you want to call it the front door or back door because I don't really consist which door is it? In some of the pictures I see, there's a door around the bottom and the back. Not the basement door. I call it the kitchen door, is what I call it. Okay. And she walked in there, and there's a scaffolding that we have for steps, the yellow and black scaffolding we have for steps. And I put my hand on the scaffolding, I said, boy,
It's pretty good, Lisa.
Right back. And I had to go over and help Mom. She was still sitting over there. And I had to go and get her knee brace and fix it for her. She was twisting the crap. Okay. It took me like 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. I don't know. Okay. I'm not a time person. Never have been. Okay. And next thing I know, I said, Mom, I'm going to go back over with the kids, chill and hang out, whatever.
Thank you, Karen.
And I freaking asked her brother, where'd your sister go? She was just right here with you. Well, she wanted to go play with her toys downstairs, Mom. I think not, because that's where our room is. That's where her toys are. Okay. And after about a second, I didn't hear nothing down there. I was like, you sure she went downstairs? They're like, yeah, Mom, she went downstairs. Okay. And my boys do not lie to me. So I went around because my stairs, my husband calls it a bar, but it's not really a bar. I call it a mess. We built it over the staircase. I guess you could call it a bar, but it's not really a bar because we don't drink that much. So, but it was like where we put our TV stand and stuff like that. And I walked around because that's where the steps are hidden up underneath there. And I said, Summer. And she didn't answer me. I said, Summer, are you down there? And she didn't answer me. So I ran down the stairs pretty much. I was freaking out. I was like, why is she not answering me? And I looked, I just went, I blew up. I went everywhere looking for her. So I couldn't find her nowhere. Okay. Then what happened? She was just gone. Okay. She was just gone. Nowhere.
Now, when you listen to what Candace says, it does seem to match up to what Grandma Candy said back in, what was it, June 18th? That was when that message was sent by her. So, Grandma says again, that Candace and Summer were planting flowers, and then, she gave Summer a piece of candy. Summer wanted to go back in with her brothers and play with her stuff. Then, Candace stood there fixing Grandma's, knee thing. She was there about 4 minutes, Grandma says. And then Candace says pretty much the same thing, except for that, she was fixing Grandma's knee about 2 to 5 minutes, but she, she's not good with time. So,
not that I really have to address it, but E.F. Hutton, I asked if Crazy Crime Chicks channel could be linked because this is her video.
I don't know. I thought it was really interesting just to see what Grandma has said, because Grandma by far is the one who's remained quiet. And, she did go back to Wisconsin, and there's different rumors being put out why she went back there. I know I was told she went to go see her doctor. Others have been told she went to see family. So maybe she went to go see her doctor and then she's seen family. I don't know. But she has left and she has remained quiet. This is the only thing that I can find that Grandma has put out since the beginning till even now. So I just thought it would be interesting to share with you guys so you can see at least what Grandma was saying back when it first happened. So comment below. Let me know what you guys think. The boys are out of the home. CPS did remove them, and I personally think the boys are the missing link. I hope they do end up talking to them now that they're out of the home. Maybe will their stories change? Will it remain the same? Only time will tell. But that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys hit that like button or dislike button. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
As a girl. And, with that being said, that was actually a super great video. Ethereal Obsidian, I lived in North County for a really long time. But yeah, with that being said, this was a really great live, and I appreciate everybody that was here. And especially the ones that were here from beginning to end, my day ones. At the end of this, I don't know if I convinced myself, but I really do feel like at the end of the day, after I go over everything, I don't feel like Summer was killed at her home and disposed of. I don't know. I feel like there would be no way for them to hide such a thing, and especially for so long with as much speculation and magnifying glasses that are on them. I really do think that that there's a definite possibility that this girl was kidnapped by somebody. And that's what I've been believing, but I hope that if we aren't looking for a deceased Summer around her home, that we'll open our eyes and look further and look for a live Summer in a different state, a live Summer in a different town, a live Summer a few blocks away being hidden or something, we can all really hope. This case has really affected a lot of us, and I have some followers, one being my mod, Lisa Donahoe, who has said, "This is my first case." And she isn't the only person that's said that to me, but she's the person who told me who it meant the most to me when they said it. Like, this is my first case that I've ever followed. I am so invested in this. And I understood what they meant. Like, I've had that case already, where it's just it is your everything, and you feel like I need to solve this myself. I'm not saying I don't feel that with this case now, that it's not my first. I definitely feel it with this case, but I remember the very first case that grabbed me like that. And when she told me that, I felt what she meant. Summer has pulled at people who have never gotten into true crime before, who are into true crime but never gotten into true crime, and she has drug a whole bunch of different people from different parts of the world in a way that I haven't seen. And I really think it's because there's something weird going on here, but I don't think it's what it appears to be. I don't know. I always end these sounding really confused, and I do have to go because my husband is going to probably wake up soon and start getting ready to go to work, and that's our vibe. So, or I help him out, and that's our vibe. But yeah, See, Ethereal Obsidian says she's losing sleep over the case, crying randomly. First case to watch in real time. Yeah. This one has a hold on me big time, and I think it's because it legit has no obvious factual signs. Yep. Some think so. I don't. It's hard to point fingers. Very possible it was a kidnapping. Absolutely, I think so. Thank you, Miriam. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody that came from AB's channel. You think Candace could have handed her off, thinking she needs to save Summer? I don't think so, Caroline Ciano. And I say that with the bias of just having spoken to her. She's such a strong woman with, obvious faults. I've definitely, I don't want to say that she's of weak mind because they say that her husband can manipulate her or whatever. I've seen strong women who have still endured abuse of some sorts. And I'm not necessarily saying Dawn, because she said that she was mentally abused by her ex-husband. But with that being said, she seems like a very strong woman. Like, I've asked her before, like, are you safe? And she's like, oh yeah, like no doubt in her mind that she is safe. Do you know what I mean? Just, she's safe. And she means like, she's safe. So I don't think that's it. Hey, no problem. Thank you for being here. You get sister mods. I'm fortunate my husband works from home, so I can get away with sleeping in. Yeah, you are very fortunate of that. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate you. My first case was Casey Anthony, and then while that was going on, it was Haley Cummings went missing. Yep, there we are. I mean, I'm sure I'm into Haley Cummings and Casey Anthony. I have videos and videos and videos and videos and videos saved onto my phone, just ready to go. But it's such an important case to me that I'm afraid, obviously, me, I'm afraid to execute incorrectly. But I'm going to have to go one day. I'm just going to have to just go, and everybody that was into it just join. But I have also started a series on John Benet Ramsey that I've only made one episode on. And I also was supposed to start a kidnapping series that I've only made one episode on. So I might as well just make a Casey Anthony one and just have 3 things going at once. Oh, and I have a Chris Watts series of all the things Chris Watts lied about. Oh, yeah. Hey, Matt. Thank you. I appreciate you always being here. But I definitely do not feel Candace just got rid of Summer, not one bit. I don't think so either. I don't think she has that I hate my kids vibe. I really don't. I think she's just she's not. She's not. Isn't expressive with emotions, but also I think she has a grip on life and isn't afraid to stand up for herself. She isn't. You're welcome. My first was Missing Sam Myers Hikers at Vesper Park, Washington. Oh, really? Interesting. I've never heard of that one. I've never heard of her. What if Don had a coworker with him or someone and they actually opportunistically took Summer as they were leaving while they were reporting her missing? Like, if that makes sense. I don't know. Oh, Karen. I suggest you go to Tammy Barnes. What's our friend Tammy? True Crime with Tammy Wells. I don't want to. Yeah, True Crime with Tammy Wells. We did her very first live. We talked about John Benet Ramsey, so you can. I suggest you watch that one. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you got it too. I will. You don't know. I know so much. In fact, no cap. If I took you to my history right now on YouTube, I was listening to Jesse Grunn's interview this morning while I was doing my hair. Jesse Grunn was Casey Anthony's previous boyfriend. It was who she tried to pin Kaylee being the dad on, even though she was like 3 months pregnant when they started dating. But I was listening to his interview this morning. Yeah, my mods are awesome. I think it's because they're just my friends, and I don't. There's no strategy to choosing them. It's just okay. I feel like they have a good enough head on their shoulders to be my mod. Something that Sam Sayers died on a hike, and something happened in a parking lot at Trailhead. It was crazy. Her mom lives in Erie, Pennsylvania. There's a few more cases that are really important to me. Some I've never even mentioned, but there's a boy who was named Nicholas Markowitz. He was from the Los Angeles area, and they actually made a movie about him. It's called Alpha Dog. And he was kidnapped for his brother's debt and killed because once the kidnappers found out that they could go to prison for life because they kidnapped the little boy for ransom, they killed him. And I didn't follow the case initially. I actually got entrapped into the case because of the movie. I watched the movie, and I'm a true crimer, so I went to the real thing, and I looked up everything, and I went to every court docket and read everything. And then I befriended his mom, and I've been his mom's friend for a really long time. I'm sure she doesn't consider me a friend, just like I say about a few people. Like, I don't think they know I'm their friend, but because I've messaged with them and they're nice to me, I'm like, she's my friend. But she's actually given me permission to talk about Nick before. So one day I'll make a video about him just because he's so important to me. And I've actually asked Crazy to do it with me too. So I'll make a video about that one day. And I also am, I don't know if you guys ever heard about, of course I forgot the name. There was a movie about it on Netflix. It was called Dear Zachary, and it's a very, very moving documentary. And if you have nothing to do but cry, I suggest you watch it. Yeah, she lost it, but she's getting it back little by little. His dad just died last year too. Oh, Delphi, I did get into, but that one's like the Valo case. There's just so much information. It's hard to obtain. It's hard to grasp it. I have a lot of cases. Mine started with my stepson's murder. It got no coverage. I dug deep and damn, I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry. And that's how it starts sometimes. Sometimes it just starts in your front door. And then, that's kind of what fueled my passion. Once you get into it, you're just a masochist. I need to take it all in, whether it makes me cry or not. I feel terrible for her, what he went through. Yeah. Dear Zachary is, whew, I wonder, I've actually thought the other day, I wonder if I would get struck if I played it, because I would love to play it. I would love to watch it with everybody. But I'm going to go before my husband just like slams in the door like, hey. Thank you all for being here. Good night. Have a good one. And I will remember to say sometimes that if I don't talk about summer enough in my videos, it's because it really makes me emotional. But I will try to talk about her more. I have gotten that comment that I don't talk about her except like about the case or whatever. And I think it's just because I can't really go there. I really can't. It's just, it absolutely I have a 6-year-old. So I just want to drop, fall into tears. Really, really though. I really hope that she's found, for all intents and purposes. Good night, everybody. Good night, Valerie. I love having you here. Good night, Dawn. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Have a good night. And remember, be kind. You don't know what another person's going through. Also, nothing is promised. Tomorrow is not promised. So just try to enjoy every day. Be better, not bitter. Good night.